All right, good evening. Calling the meeting to order, and we'll start with roll call.
Certainly. Mayor Brook,
Here.
Commissioner Sarah,
Present via phone.
Commissioner Simmons,
Here.
Commissioner McHugh,
Here.
City Manager Givens. Here. City Attorney Hearn.
Here.
Thank you.
If everybody would please rise and join us for a moment of silence for whomever might be in your hearts. Thank you all so much. We now have a few young people leading us in the pledge, so I will call them up one at a time. Sophia Disla, St. Andrew Catholic, 6th grade. Come on up, Sophia. How was school this year for you?
Pardon?
How was school this year for you?
Amazing.
All right, like to hear that. Great. And then, is it your brother Aiden?
Yes.
Aiden Disla, 4th grader at St. Andrew Catholic. Come on up, Aiden. You have the name of my oldest grandson. It's great to meet you.
Great to meet
And
you.
thank you. And Presley, former mayor for the day. Coral Springs Middle School, 6th grade. And Presley's brother Chase, Coral Springs Middle, 6th grade. Come on up. All right. And you can put your hands on your hearts, and we'll start on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Wonderful. Awesome. Awesome. So you can all be seated except the pledgers. We have some prizes for you. You look so good. So this is for you. Let's take this off. You don't need that. You're welcome. Presley, this is for you. Were you nervous? A little bit. It's over. You guys did a good job. All right. Yeah, we're perfect. We really appreciate you coming. Great to see you again. You guys, great to meet you. Great to see you. Thanks for being here. Any backup for this? Okay. Right, so we'll all help out. So before we go into the recognitions, I just want to share my thanks for you all being here. It's really great to have you all here and partake in our community and be a special part of us for this evening. And, we don't have prayer anymore, but I just want to share with you all, God bless you all, and I hope you have a wonderful summer. And for the dads that are in the room, I wish you a happy Father's Day. And that's from all of us. And with that, we have some very special people in the room that have sacrificed for us, for our country, for our community. We're going to recognize some veterans, some hometown heroes, and also a couple of active military. So the background for our Hometown Heroes Banner program was created to recognize deserving members of our city community who selflessly served or are serving in the armed forces. This patriotic display of appreciation is a great reminder of the sacrifices that these men and women endured and continue to endure in the pursuit of our nation's freedom. Joining the military is a tremendous act of bravery that must be honored throughout a person's lifetime, well beyond Veterans Day on November 11th. It's important to remember that despite separating from a military career, many of our veterans, including you, Errol, nice to see you, are deeply impacted by their service, even decades later. Our city values, honors, and appreciates our veterans and your families for your service, for your time, for your bravery, and for your dedication. So our first veteran that we're recognizing, and I'll have Commissioner McHugh roll this out and present it to Robert Sierra, Jr. from the Air Force. I'll let you give him the phone, okay? Thank you so much for your service, Robert. And we're going to do one picture at a time. You deserve your minute to be separate from everybody else. So it might be 8:35 finish tonight. So if you'll please come in the middle.
I always wanted one of these.
Would you like to share a few words?
No, Mr.
Perfect. Perfect.
Thank you for supporting us and our families.
Yes, well, we appreciate you. Awesome. Thank you. Our next honoree from the Army, Derek Huff. Derek, thank you for your service. Whoops. Would you like to say any words?
Just thank you for honoring myself as well as our family. And that's it.
Great. Awesome. I love it. Somebody over there want to take a picture? Come on over. Come on. Sure, your family is supported. You're 91. She's not 91. Yeah, seriously. Oh my God. Amazing. Wonderful.
I am proud. Yes.
91 years.
Amazing. Great. Thank you. My pleasure. You want to say a few words? Okay. The reason I asked Commissioner Simmons if he wanted to say a few words is his mom is a veteran for many years in the military. My dad was a veteran. My father-in-law served in the Army. We're really proud of our military and the veterans. We want to be known as, if you're a veteran and you're looking for a place to live, work, play, we want you to come here. We want this to be your home. If you happen to be a Vietnam veteran, would you mind standing? If you're a Vietnam veteran, any Vietnam veterans in the room? Welcome home. Welcome home. And God bless you. All right, our next one is Trenson Weisgerber from the Navy. Did I get the last name right? Thank you for your service. And this is for you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Would you like to say a couple words?
I would just like to thank the city. It was truly an honor.
Awesome. Awesome. Great. Thank you so have from the Army, Sheldon Ivey. Thank you for your service. God bless you. Would you like to say a few words?
Well, I retired September 1st after over 30 years of service.
Oh, wow. Amazing. 30 years. It's a great sacrifice. Really, thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Thank you.
We really appreciate you.
Thank you.
It's wonderful. Okay. All right. All right. You want to come in for a photo? Sure. Come on in. Sure, you got it. You got it? Okay. Nice to meet you. Wonderful. And thank you very much. Congratulations. In the future.
Thank you again. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Will you get this one? Our next service member will be recognized, Kayla Graves, and her father is accepting on her behalf. Kayla is in the Navy. How are you? You must be very proud. Yes, that's for her. Beautiful. It's awesome. Would you like to share a few words?
I'm just
You're good.
glad, yeah,
Uh-huh.
just proud that everyone is okay for the ones that did make it back or whatever, and thanks for the service.
Blessing. Wonderful. Great. And give her our thanks. You bet. And I believe the last one that's present, his father's accepting on his behalf, and this is Marvin Ford III, a Marine. And you're Marvin the second?
Yes.
Would you like to share a few words?
No.
Okay. Well, we appreciate your dedication to your son to serve our country and your sacrifice. Got to move over a little bit. And did we give you a challenge coin for your son? Okay, if you can present it.
Thank you.
You bet.
Thank you.
You got it. So I know we have other veterans in the room that are here, because I see at least my friend Errol. If you're a veteran or currently serving and you have yet to be recognized, would you mind standing up so we can recognize you? Awesome. Great. Thank you, Errol. Thank you. Really great. And there are 4 military members or veterans that are unable to attend. I think they're all currently serving. Pierre St. Jalous, Army. Kayla Perilla, Navy. Kevin Follett, Navy. And Jamie Viteri from the Marines. If you can all give them a round of applause as well. Thank you. So I got this idea that the commission supports and has supported mostly from the Panthers and how they recognize a veteran in every game. And I can tell you, well beyond Memorial Day and Veterans Day, we think about you, we think about your families that support you, we honor you, we're grateful for you, and if you ever need us, we're here. Family members, we're here for you, with you, and just really appreciate that you and your family are part of our community. So God bless you all. Thank you so much. All right. Number 2. All right, you're presenting, and we got the chief.
Chief Bach, if you can please come down.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, I always feel so small when these guys come up.
All right, thank you. First, to our veterans, I want to say thank you for your service. Truly, we know our freedoms are from the sacrifices made by our military men and women, both past and current. So thank you very much. We're proud that you call Coral Springs home. Thank you. So we're going to take a minute to recognize some of the great work that some of our people do. Every year we have of the year awards, and today or tonight we're going to celebrate a couple of those. So I'm going to ask a couple to stand up. They love the public eye, so they're going to be really happy to be up here. First one, Sergeant Brian Koenig. And Sergeant Brody Scott. We do have a third, Alyssa Steckler. Unfortunately, she was not able to make it tonight, but I will say a few words on her. So first, we're going to honor Sergeant Brian Koenig. So he is the sergeant of our Crimes Against Persons, which is our robbery and homicide unit, as well as our SWAT commander. Brian serves our community and he serves our department, and he leads by example. He's a mentor, he's a coach. He works with his people. His people never feel like they work for him. Now, we have a budding joke around the police department that, especially with the position that he's in, that if you want to commit a crime in the city, you better do it when he's on vacation, because he's a pit bull. The joke about that is we never let him take a vacation, so he's there all the time. But he is that person. He is that special guy that when something happens in our city, I could tell you from my seat, to be able to sleep at night knowing that no matter what the incident that happens when he's at the helm, I sleep good, and I thank you for that, and I sincerely appreciate you. Yes. Like I said, he's also our SWAT commander, and that team has advanced over the years, and a couple of things he accomplished. He had a multi-agency SWAT school that he brought in and hosted last year, which was a huge success. He also brought in new critical equipment to keep us and our citizens safer. And he also is constantly revamping the policies and getting training out there and taking training to a whole level where they just spent a whole week up at Camp Landing doing some excellent training to bring that back. And the beauty about what he does with the training aspect is it's not to advance the team, it's to advance our agency. When that training is brought back to our agency, not just our team, it's the reason why we are successful in responding to critical incidents like Douglas High School. It's because of what comes back, and I thank you for that. You want to talk? Kind of knew that answer already. So, Brian, thank you. Supervisor of the Year 2025. I sincerely appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
So this is a special recognition. Coral Springs Police Department Supervisor of the Year, Sergeant Brian Koenig. In recognition of your selection as a Police Department Supervisor of the Year for 2025, we commend you for your dedication and service. We, the City Commission of Coral Springs, congratulate you on a job well done, signed by the entire commission. Brian, I had the opportunity to work with you for many years, and to see you standing up here right now as a supervisor makes me proud. It really does. You're a great human being. You're a great father. You're a great coach in softball. I saw your softball posts. Super proud of you, and keep going.
Thank you.
All right, and next for Officer of the Year is Sergeant Brody Scott. He was so good as an officer, we had to promote him this year. but we were actually very happy to. Brody is very similar, comes from the heart. He is involved in every aspect of what we do within the police department. And when you know he has a task and jumps in with both feet, you know it's going to be done. It's going to be done extremely well. He demonstrates a level of ownership, commitment, professionalism, and leadership that is really unmatched. And when he's training his people, when he's training our newer officers, that is one of the big characteristics that he instills in them as younger officers, and how to handle themselves and how to carry themselves. And we are very proud of that fact, and you should be very proud of that fact. He's left a legacy through this department in a short amount of time, and he's got a long way to go, and we're very proud of him. He's actually the guy that all the peers go to seek out guidance. He's the kind of guy that if he doesn't know the answer, he's going to research, he's going to delve in, he's going to get as deep as he can, and he's going to know the answer for the next time or the next time something were to come up. And that's the reason why a lot of them go to him. And I'll even stand here and say, even myself sometimes, Brody, I don't know the answer to this, help me out. He leads by example every day by going out there, putting the badge on, doing the job the right way, and teaching our younger officers what to do and how to handle themselves. He can lead investigations. He can lead crime scenes. It's because of what he does on every day with bringing his heart to the job and doing it for our people and our citizens. We're lucky to have him as a police officer, and that's why he was Officer of the Year. Congratulations.
So this is special recognition. Coral Springs Police Department Officer of the Year, Sergeant Brody Scott. Buddy, that sounds really good. That does. I'm super proud of you. I really am. In recognition of your selection as Police Department Officer of the Year for 2025, we commend you for your dedication and service. We, the City Commission of Coral Springs, congratulate you on a job well done, signed by the entire commission. So I think Brody's a little nervous now because Brody used to work for me. And I think he's a little scared what I'm going to say. But I have nothing negative to say about you, Brody. I don't. I only have positive things to say about you. You know, you did get passed up a few times for sergeant. And I got to tell you, you never, ever, ever really complained. You just said, what am I going to do better next time to make the sergeant become a sergeant? And for something like that, I'm super proud of you. I'm really happy you got Officer of the Year.
And before we take the photo, I do want to recognize Alyssa. Unfortunately, she wanted to be here. She couldn't. Alyssa Steckler, she was our Civilian of the Year. She works in the HR department for our police department. I just want to read a couple quick things that she did this year. She reviewed over 2,000 police applications, hundreds for the fire department. She successfully hired 12 law enforcement trainees, 8 certified officers, 8 civilian staff members, 6 dispatchers, 5 interns, 2 seasonal SROs, as well as 19 firefighter paramedics. She's one of the busiest people you'll ever meet for public safety, and she's that champion behind the scenes, and I have to say something to recognize her. Alyssa, I know you're watching. Awesome job. Congratulations on Civilian of the Year.
So that's a special recognition. Coral Springs Police Department Civilian of the Year, Alyssa Steckler. In recognition of your selection as a Police Department Civilian of the Year for 2025, we commend you for your dedication and service. We, the City Commission of Coral Springs, congratulate you on a job well done, signed by the entire commission. Great job, Alyssa.
Let me start, huh?
guys read that, right? You read that. Can I invite my Parks and Rec team up here and the Parks and Advisory Board?
All right, so we are going to be doing a proclamation for National Parks and Recreation Month. Parks and recreation programs are an integral part of communities, establishing and maintaining the quality of life in our communities, ensuring the health of all citizens, and contributing to the economic and environmental well-being of a community and region. These programs build healthy, active communities that aid in the prevention of chronic disease, provide therapeutic recreation services for those who are mentally or physically disabled, and also improve the mental and emotional health of all citizens. The City of Coral Springs is fortunate to house numerous parks and natural recreation areas which ensure the ecological beauty of our community and provide a place for children and adults to connect with the nature and enjoy the outdoors. We celebrate July as Parks and Rec Month in the City of Coral Springs and encourage all of our residents to take advantage of the beautiful parks and recreational facilities in our community. And we know that a lot of people move to Coral Springs because of our park system. So, Rob, you want to take it away?
Yeah, I'm going to try to. Sometimes I can be long-winded, so I've already been warned. I've already been warned. But at least I want to acknowledge in January we created our first Parks and Rec Advisory Board, and I have some of them here. I want to introduce them to you. There are a couple that didn't make it today, so I'm going to see if I can remember the names. I want to start with them first. We have representing our senior center, we have Jerry Frederick. He's not here today, but he's representing our senior center. We also have, all right, here's the challenging one. Leo, if I mess it up, I apologize. Leo Figueroa from the Chamber, representing the Chamber. Who's the other one? We're missing one more. I'll remember as we go down. Representing sports is Officer Brody Scott. Representing our special population groups and the Special Olympics for tennis is Tony Riggy. Community member at large, Joe Morera, and our veteran, Errol Dubele. We have 9. Am I missing anyone? Where are we at? Down the line. Oh, EM, Chris Swinson, and Dr. Kaplan from Coral Glades, principal of Coral Glades. He doesn't want me to call him doctor in this form, so it's Mark Kaplan. So I appreciate you guys signing up, register. We've had 3 meetings already. Kind of walked them through kind of what we do and through kind of the budget process for this year going into 2027. So I appreciate your time. We're having ride-throughs now to show them what's on up and coming and what we plan, some of our plans and challenges that we have ahead. So hope they're going to help us overcome those challenges. So that's all I have for today for this. So I'm going to pass this on to Jay to say a few words.
So I just really want to thank our staff. 1 month is a small token of what they do, a small recognition of what they do. We have 49 parks in the city, and they create experiences and memories for people throughout those 49 parks 365 days a year. So this is really just a small token to them. We thank all of them. We have 200 staff, and they really do a lot of work throughout the year to maintain what we have. So we appreciate them.
So I have the honor of reading the proclamation, but also inviting you all to Mullins Park on July 4th to celebrate our country's 250th birthday. I hope you'll join us. I think we start the festivities at 4. This is a special proclamation in honor of National Parks and Recreation Month. In honor of July as National Parks and Recreation Month, we recognize the contributions of our dedicated parks team, from maintaining the beauty of our parks and facilities to organizing and running camps, classes, and activities for people of all ages, to providing excellent customer service for our families and community partners. We appreciate all that you do. Thank you so much. next, huh? All right.
I'd like to bring forward Dr. Danielle Bradley and her principal, Dr. Mark Kaplan. Good to see you again. So, Dr. Danielle Bradley has served over 20 years as an educator serving students in Broward County Public Schools. She currently teaches at Coral Glades High School, Cambridge ACE English General Paper to 9th grade students. She's joining us tonight as we recognize her being named to the 2026 Cambridge Dedicated Teacher Awards shortlist. Dr. Bradley was selected from over 12,000 teachers worldwide by Cambridge International and was only one of 90 educators selected globally, representing 9 world regions. Pretty outstanding. So, making the short list identifies Dr. Bradley as an outstanding educator among thousands of nominees based on her impact on students, teaching excellence, and contributions to her school community. Amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm going to read the proclamation and hand it to Danielle. So the proclamation for Danielle Bradley reads as follows. The City of Coral Springs proudly congratulates Coral Glades High School educator, Dr. Danielle Bradley, for being named to the global shortlist for the 2026 Cambridge Dedicated Teacher Awards. We are grateful for her more than 20 years of dedicated service to Broward County Public Schools and for her commitment to inspiring students through excellence in education, critical thinking, and student engagement. Thank you for your hard work. We're very proud of you.
I just want to say thank you to the City of Coral Springs for this recognition, and go Canes.
Go Canes. I love it. I love it.
I have to say go Seminoles, I guess. No, I want to also thank the city and the commission for recognizing Dr. Bradley. She teaches one of the most challenging courses in our entire school. This is the introductory course for students to take Cambridge courses and decide if they're going to go on. She has over a 90% pass rate, which is remarkable. And you also have only 10 educators in North America that receive this award, and she's one of them. So this is a big deal. Congratulations. And we're very proud of her.
We probably need you over just a little bit. Thank you so much. It's great to see you. All right. Softball? Yeah. You want to do it? Yeah. Awesome. Perfect. All right. Good job.
All right. Can I ask the Coral Springs Charter School 2026 Class 3A Softball Florida High School State Champions to come up to the front? The Coral Springs Charter School softball team is back on top after winning its first state championship since 2019. The Panthers, who previously won 5 straight state titles, went 7 years without a championship before reclaiming the crown under head coach Mark Montemurro. The title marks the 6th state championship in school history and the 8th of Montemurro's legendary career. But he wanted this one for the girls as he improves to 17-2 in state semifinals and championships. The team featured only 2 seniors and a lone junior on the roster as the Panthers captured the championship with a young core that included 4 8th graders, 4 freshmen, and 5 sophomores. So can we please give these champions another round of applause?
Special recognition, Coral Springs Charter School softball team. 3A softball Florida High School state champions. Congratulations, Panthers, on becoming Class 3A State of Florida High School softball champions. We are very proud of all of you. We, the City of Commission, congratulate you on a job well done, signed by the entire commission. All right, somebody's got to talk. Is the captain of the team here? Who's the captain?
Okay. Thank you for the recognition. This took a lot of time and effort, and I'm very proud of all the girls on the team. So, yeah. I'm a junior.
Good job. Thank you. And for those of you playing at home, we're going to move up item number 29 to come before item number 6, but after public comment. And as I'm about to call up people for public comment, I'd like to share with you, sometimes you'll share with us in public comment, and we may or may not engage in dialogue with you right immediately, but if there's something we'd like to share with you, we'll wait till City Commission communications. Typically, we do that because we don't want to engage in a debate with you and go back and forth. You have 3 minutes. If you, for some reason, need more time, we ask you to ask for more time before you start. I may or may not grant your request, but you all have 3 minutes. And our first signed public speaker.
Mayor, your first signed speaker is Joseph Kenner.
Welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and the members of the commission. Come before you wearing 2 hats tonight, one as a new resident of Coral Springs.
All right, welcome.
But more importantly, I'm here as the president of Hope South Florida. We are good to see you as well, Mr. Mayor. We are a 31-year-old faith-based organization that is dedicated to supporting families experiencing housing instability, mothers with children. We provide housing assistance, whether in the form of a rental subsidy, work support, housing navigation, whatever it might be. We've been around for 31 years. This is what we do. It's in our DNA. We have a strong history of working with cities like Hollywood and the city of Fort Lauderdale, as well as Broward County. And we had a good relationship with the late Vice Mayor Matire, and I wanted to just introduce myself to all of you so that you get to know me, you get to know our organization, and perhaps we could partner as well. So
great. We're very happy to have you here. And
thank you. And I have information for all of you. I don't know who I should
give it to the city clerk.
Okay, great. I'll meet you over there. But thank you for the time, and looking forward to working with you in any way we can.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you. All right. Yeah, we can clap for him. That's nice. All right, our next signed speaker.
Mayor, your next signed speaker is Larrington Blake.
Larrington Blake. Okay, I don't see anyone approaching.
Okay. Our third signed speaker is Ryan Gebauer.
Gebauer. I saw Ryan here earlier. I don't see him here now, unfortunately. Okay, our next one.
Our next one is Seth Nuremberg.
Seth, dropping like flies. All right, next one.
Louis DeSantis.
Yes, you're here. Welcome.
Hello, Mr. Mayor and Commissioners. My name is Louis DeSantis. I grew up in Coral Springs and I currently reside here. But what I'd like to speak with you guys today is about flock cameras that are currently populating our city. Currently, any major road leaving or entering the city is covered by a flock camera. So anytime that you drive past one of those, your information is being logged in the system. So
You're saying a flat camera?
flock like a bird.
Gotcha, okay.
So it's a flock camera. I have, if you guys want to take a look at it, I printed out a map that includes like all the flock
Can
cameras.
you give it to the city clerk? Yeah.
So I would just like to address, if at all possible, you guys can consider canceling any contracts that you currently hold with Flock, just to allow us to live and travel freely without being surveilled on a constant basis, because every time you pass by one of these cameras, they're logging your vehicle, not only by the license plate, but also the characteristics of your car. So it's a very sophisticated system, and they're constantly developing it to the point where they're going to soon start recording if your phone is traveling in the car with you by its Wi-Fi signals, its Bluetooth. So it's very concerning that they're stepping up to that level of surveillance for our population. I feel like we would benefit for not having such a worry when we just want to travel freely through our city. So I encourage you guys to look at those contracts and see if there's something we can do to get rid of those cameras.
I appreciate you bringing that to our attention, and I will be addressing it at least with the city manager before our retreat next Wednesday, and potentially being able to put it on the agenda. Again, normally we don't respond immediately to somebody. In great part, we don't want to have a debate. I appreciate what you're sharing with us. It's news to me. I'm not sure about my colleagues, but I anticipate that you'll hear back from us in the future.
Thank you so much.
You bet. And our next signed speaker?
Our next signed speaker is Elisa Jones.
Hi, Elisa. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you to the mayor and the commissioners and those attending the commission meeting this evening. My name is Elisa Jones, and I'm speaking to you tonight as a proud Coral Springs resident and homeowner, and also as the executive committee chair of the Sierra Club Broward Group. I do want to thank this commission for your continued leadership on environmental issues and the city's broader work through the Coral Springs Sustainability Action Plan. I also wish to honor tonight the continuing legacy of Vice Mayor Nancy Mateer as a tireless environmental advocate and a friend to so many.
We appreciate that.
I am here tonight to urge you to unanimously support the Solid Waste Authority of Broward County Master Plan and Facilities Amendment. Coral Springs has already shown that local leadership matters, but the waste crisis we face is bigger than any one city. It's a county-wide generational issue. We are dealing with growing waste, limited disposal options, more intense storms, climate pressures, and the long-term costs of failing to act in the past. The answer cannot be every city working alone. The answer is local and regional cooperation. Supporting this master plan does not weaken Coral Springs' independence and character as a city. It strengthens Coral Springs by allowing us to work with our neighboring cities towards shared solutions, better planning, stronger infrastructure, and a more sustainable future. I encourage the city to build on this vote by introducing zero waste initiatives, phasing out single-use plastic materials where possible, and helping create a local circular economy focused on the reuse, repurposing, and restoration of goods, with a continued push towards responsible recycling. These are not just environmental goals. These are opportunities for innovation, local jobs, small businesses, and long-term cost savings. We should not leave our children and our grandchildren with a growing garbage crisis because we failed to work together when we had the chance. On behalf of myself and the all-volunteer members of the Sierra Club Broward Group, I respectfully urge you to vote yes on the Solid Waste Authority Master Plan and Facilities Amendment this evening. Thank you.
Thank you for your leadership, Elisa. And our next signed speaker?
Mayor, our next signed speaker is Stephanie Pearson.
Stephanie, are you here? Wonderful. And then Ryan, we're going to call you back up since you had left the room, so you'll be after Stephanie. Hi, Stephanie.
Hi, how are you? Good evening.
See you again.
I'm Stephanie Pearson, a resident of Coral Springs since 1983. I'm here today representing the League of Women Voters of Broward County. The League has studied the issue of solid waste and recycling here in Broward going back at least 35 years and has been at every meeting of the new authority. We are convinced of the necessity of Broward cities and the county banding together for the long-term benefit of us all. Over the course of the past 3 years, participating cities and the county have built trust and fostered common goals. With more than 5 million tons of waste to dispose of and no place left to put it, one unified plan is the best way to ensure that in the long term, we will have a system that is less costly, will give the public more control, and will benefit the environment. It's been a long and arduous process, but we're very impressed and encouraged that a master plan has come out of this with an emphasis on source reduction, reuse, and effective recycling, but is also practical and realistic. The plan is to divert as much waste as possible before needing to landfill or burn it. We do not want to cede control of solid waste disposal to for-profit private entities. Our leverage is negotiating together with most favored nation status. We can't afford to fail. If we do, we'll have higher costs and more incineration and landfilling. We know you are all concerned about the impact of possibly reduced property taxes on your budget. But in our mind, that is all the more reason to decide now to ensure that future solid waste disposal costs will be kept under control. So please approve the facilities amendment to get this plan underway. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Nice to have you with us, Stephanie. Ryan, would you like the opportunity to come and be heard? Good to see you, Ryan.
Greetings. Thank you for my little bit of absence. I had to go cool down. I was overheating. I was here November 1st of 2023 in regards to the development and universal design when it comes to affordable housing. And I'm very happy for the commission to put together AAG, which Vice Mayor Mater was leading, and selecting you, Sabro, and also Kathy to help with this group. It's not just me with the physical disability.
Can you put the mic a little closer to Ryan?
Sorry, it's not just me with the physical disability. We have individuals where they're parents. We have great stakeholders with different organizations that are on this board, including Jennifer Levy, who has an autistic son, who's also my neighbor. What I would like to see with the AAG is, as new development is coming, hence the gym. Brad was very nice to come out yesterday to our board and to listen to some of our suggestions. Parking is a huge issue, not just here in Coral Springs, but the entire Southeast, entire Florida. When the ADA was developed 3 decades ago, our population was smaller. Our disabled population was smaller. Our elderly population was smaller. It's the ratio for 1 to 25. So for every 25 parking spots, there's 1 ADA parking spot. That's great in other rural areas of the country, but not here in our area. But the ADA sets minimal standards. So as of last year, Florida had passed where women who are pregnant, which I have nothing against, because there are a lot of women who, as friends of mine, have had to be on bed rest for 8 months due to the pregnancy. And I get it. I totally understand. but that's another additional individual taking a handicap parking spot. We have the takeout signs. We have, and the veteran signs. Unfortunately, we have post office parking at Wawa and handicap parking. We have Rinkers parking at the 7-Eleven as I'm there in handicap parking. We have Amazon driver who wants to fight with me because I'm telling him not to park in handicap parking. What I'd like to see is a little bit more enforcement. Pembroke Pines, okay, just a minute.
You take whatever time you need, up to another minute and a half.
Thank you. Pembroke Pines just initiated a parking patrol. I would love to see something like that happen here in the city to push more. We have so many fraudulent parking permits that the city of Miami in the newspaper just past weekend had reported the confiscation of all these fake, buying on eBay, unfortunately buying on other websites, these fake handicap parking permits. In regards to Lifetime moving into the new development, I would love to see them work with our AAG and what kind of programs that they're putting together. Their website is awesome. They're doing great things around the country with programs with pickleball and working with seniors. But let's bring the disabled population in there. Let's start having some accessible equipment. Brad also heard that we should put some accessible equipment. City of Sunrise has that. City of Sunrise, which I'm also on their advisory board, has a $100,000 allotment for little simple issues that need to be fixed. Right here where the sun is in the corner, where everyone likes to take pictures, I mentioned since September of last year that we should have at least like a beach mat or some concrete for individuals like myself, or a rollator like Mr. Robert next to me, to be able to get across and not have to go through the grass. That money could go geared towards that. I don't know why it's taken so long to get it fixed. I know that there's been some new leadership involved from coming to our committee. That was what was explained. But I'm very happy that, and one last thing, Madura, I had the chance to see phase 2. When I was here in 2023, I talked about universal design. It is unbelievable what they did in a positive manner, where they have the removable center, the island, for individuals like myself that need more space. They have the front controls for the stove. They're improving, and I think they heard word of what's going on, and I would like to see more of that in our city. Thank you for the time.
Thank you, Ryan.
More time,
Thanks
and
for your
thank you all
leadership.
for what you do.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Luam, as well. And our next signed speaker?
Mayor, our next signed speaker is Stephanie Joffe.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners.
Good evening.
My name is Dr. Stephanie Joffe. As a 37-year resident of Broward County, I am here to urge you to approve the Solid Waste Authority's facilities plan, because the alternative is a crisis we can't afford to ignore. Broward County generates 20,000 pounds of waste every minute, 5.3 million tons a year, and our landfill and incineration capacity is running out. No single city can solve this alone. But together, through a unified countywide strategy, we can meaningfully reduce the waste sent to landfills and incinerators through coordinated education on reducing, reusing, recycling, and composting, and do it at a lower cost than any municipality acting alone. The case for collective action is clear. I'm particularly encouraged by the diligence and leadership of the SWA Governing Board, which voted unanimously to recommend both plans. Their work reflects extensive public engagement and close collaboration with municipalities, local businesses, and industry stakeholders. The result is a thoughtful, practical approach, one that reduces waste and cost through education, makes full use of existing infrastructure, and captures economies of scale that only countywide cooperation can deliver. Notably, it achieves meaningful progress at a cost of less than $3 per household per year. In fact, a countywide education program is already underway, reaching every Broward resident, every business, and every public school, building waste diversion habits in the next generation in ways no single city could replicate on its own. A larger, better resourced authority is also far better positioned to adopt emerging technologies as they become available. And because the master plan is a living document, it's built to evolve right alongside them. The alternative is stark. Without collective action, Broward County will be forced to either ship our waste upstate or out of state, or build new incinerators, both options carrying steep financial costs, environmental consequences, and lasting impacts on public health. Above all, this plan stands as a tribute to and a living legacy of Coral Springs Vice Mayor Nancy Mateer's tireless work on the SWA Executive Board. She poured her heart, her smarts, her knowledge, her devotion, and her energy into every aspect of it. She was an amazing human being. So the time to act is now. For us and for the generations of Broward County residents who will inherit the choices we make today. I respectfully urge the Coral Springs Commission to vote in favor of the SWA's facility plan. Thank you for your service to our community.
Thank you. And moving forward, I will ask you to not clap your hands so we can move forward, but if you love something, do like this. If you don't, do like this, okay? And our next signed speaker?
Our next signed speaker is Marley Mateer.
Good evening, nice to see you.
Commissioners, city manager, city attorney. I'm here, first of all, my name is Marley, I live in Coral Springs. I am here in support of Coral Springs continuing to be an active participant in Broward County's regional solid waste solution. Waste management in Broward County's regional solid waste solution. Waste management may not always be the most visible issue in local government, but it is one of the most important. As our county grows, we need responsible planning that protects both our environment and our taxpayers. This amendment strengthens accountability, improves transparency, and put in place safeguards to prevent significant cost increase while helping Broward County address challenges in the long term, issues related to landfill capacity, recycling, sustainability, and waste disposal. This issue is also personally meaningful to me. My daughter proudly represented Coral Springs on the Solid Waste Authority and understood the importance of regional collaboration to solve challenges that no city can address alone. I appreciate the work of the staff, other elected officials, and the Broward County Solid Waste Authority. A tremendous amount of work has gone into this agreement, and I encourage a continued focus on sustainability, accountability, and protecting residents from unnecessary cost. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And our next signed speaker?
Our next signed speaker is Susan Steinhauser.
Hi, everybody, mayors, commissioners, Commissioner Sarah. I'm going to save us all a lot of time because I could not possibly speak about this as well as Elisa, Stephanie, Marley, merci beaucoup. I want to echo what they said, but I also do want to add my own spin on this. I've been a 15-year resident of Coconut Creek and a 15-year employee at a business in Tamarack. I drive through Coral Springs every day. I think I spend more time, well, except for the weekends. The weekends, I play tennis and swim over at the Aquatic Center. I even taught there. So having watched Coconut Creek, Margate, and Tamarack all vote yes, I just can't imagine that Coral Springs wouldn't. So I look forward to sitting here. I want to thank you also for moving the agenda item up a little bit so that we can all witness your voting yes. And something else that happened last Thursday is that Coconut Creek followed in your guys' footsteps. they voted unanimously to bring back curbside recycling. So already the Solid Waste Authority, everybody working together, looking at best practices, is having a positive effect. We just need to replicate this and make it bigger by having the Solid Waste Authority move forward. So thank you for your time and your service.
Thank you, Susan. Any other signed speakers?
Our next signed speaker is Denise Orland.
Hello, past president.
Good. Yeah, immediate past president. Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners, Madam City Manager. So good to see everyone. You know why I'm here tonight. And your Vice Mayor should be here showing you the body of work that we put together. And I'm sorry, I didn't introduce myself. Denise Horling, Council President for the City of Plantation, also a member of the Governing Board and the Executive Board Committee for the Solid Waste Authority. This has been a long process. And I'm sure that Nancy had shared some of her frustrations with you. It's been a long 3 years, hundreds of hours of meetings. There were times that we walked out of a meeting and looked at each other and said, we can't do this anymore. Not because the mission wasn't important, but because the process was breaking down. And we finally got to a point early this year where we were moving in the right direction. One of our last meetings together, Nancy vowed to go out to other cities to get them to sign on to this master plan. So I have taken up that mantle on her behalf. You know how important this is. Her fingerprints are all over that master plan because she was so brilliant. It wasn't exactly what she wanted, but we knew that compromise was going to get us where we needed to be because we are in a waste crisis. So I'm not going to tug on your heartstrings and play to emotion and say do it for Nancy. I'm going to say do it for your children and your grandchildren because doing nothing is not an option. So thank you very much for your time tonight.
Thank you. It's good to see you. Any other signed speakers?
Mayor, our final signed speaker is Robert Fogel.
Get up. That'll be nice. That's right. Hello, Commissioner. This month, my name is Robert Fogel, 10991 Northwest 12th Drive. I may need a few seconds more. I'd like to announce that June 30th, hello, everybody.
Hello.
June 30th is a meet and greet for the contestants or candidates that's running for office. And I highly recommend that this is a very important election. We have 3 seats that's open, and you should look at the calendar of June 30th. The address is posted, and you should meet and greet the candidates. The second thing that I'd like to bring up is number 27, also 21 and 22, as to why we're going outside this state, especially number 27, Chicago for auditors, which is the crime city of this country. And we don't need it. And my wife brought it up to me, who's been very well involved in this city for a lot of years. And she said to me, why are we doing this? Why are we going out to Chicago for auditors when we should have them right here in the state of Florida? The other two states is Montana and St. Louis. And I guess Brad could explain why we're having those two states bringing in auditing. As far as the waste is concerned, I know we're headed towards a budget this coming year, and we have a public cutting of property taxes. We need to look at waste, and waste is very, very big thing as part of our jobs. In any job that we have, waste is critical and it's cancerous. And if we don't stop the waste coming into the city and why we're doing some of the things that we're doing, it makes sense to look at everything now, especially with the property taxes being eliminated. The last thing I want to bring up is we went with a public committee for Parks and Recs which I'm applauding, and I went to the last 3 of them, and they're good. Why don't we have Public Works Committee? When we have 140, at the last commission meeting, we have 140 employees, and that gentleman wears a huge hat in this city.
Give you another 30 seconds.
I would appreciate if we consider a Public Works Committee established for the city of Coral Springs. If we're going to be allowed to talk at the Public Works public hearing for Heron Bay, I will come back up and talk about that.
Gotcha. All right.
Thank you very much.
Robert was our last signed speaker. Would anybody else from the public like to be heard? Okay. You can. Joe, I'll let you go first.
Oh, thank you. They could go if you want.
Okay, we'll let you go
Yeah,
first.
let them go.
And if you're under 18, you don't have to give your address, but you do have to give your name.
Hi, I believe I did fill out the form earlier. I'm not sure if it didn't get to you. However, my name is Siona Narang, and I am 15 years old. And then I'm here with Adrian Lutz and Violet Davis.
Great, welcome.
All right, good evening. So, hello everybody. My name is Adrian Lutz, as Siona just said, and you may recognize Siona and I from last December, where you all had graciously given the Broward Sierra Group junior team a proclamation for the Green Schools campaign efforts. We're here with Violet as Broward County students to support the First Amendment of the Master Plan of the Solid Waste Authority, because the decision you make has a major impact on our future. Currently, Broward County produces a staggering 20,000 pounds of waste every single minute. This amounts to 5.3 million tons of waste every single year.
And in 2013, Broward County's recycling rate sat at 60%. As of 2024, that recycling rate dropped to 38%, nearly half of the state of Florida's goal of 75% for 2020. And we're running out of landfill space, running out of time, and running out of excuses. Our current disposal and processing system isn't enough. And if we continue to delay this, it will be more expensive and harder to resolve. It's extremely difficult to bring 28 cities, let alone the county, together to solve this. So now's the time we work together to promote this change.
The master plan creates a sustainable system to manage waste for the next 40 years, strengthens our recycling efforts, reduces our dependence on landfills, and gives our communities the ability to solve this problem together instead of just passing it off to the next generation. Our generation is the one who will bear the consequences of your choice today, so we respectfully ask you to support the Solid Waste Authority's master plan. We are not old enough to vote, but we trust you to consider the impact your decision has on our generation. Thank you so much.
We're happy to see you all, and let me tell you, the world needs the 3 of you. Thank you for being here. We can clap for them. I'll allow that. Thank you. And anybody else? Oh, Joe, please come on up, Joe.
I was sitting back here.
I couldn't see you.
I know, that happens a lot. Good evening, Joe Morera, 3275 Northwest 114th Lane. I'm here to bring up 2 items in policy and direction information. Item 26, the special obligation refunding bond. I'd like to see if we get some clarity as to what will be the savings that the city will be generating. Perhaps staff at the moment of presenting can provide that information. It's good that we were working the bond, but we'd like to see what the impact will be, what will be the financial benefit of doing such a work. Then the second item is item 29, which has been talked about at length. It's the interlocal agreement with solid waste disposal. Obviously, there is a need. I'm glad that all the municipalities are getting together to hopefully achieve a common goal. But we have to be aware of what will be the impact for the residents. As far as the costs will be, there will be fees attached to this on both recycling and waste disposal. And we need to have clarity that what are those numbers are going to be and how that's going to be moving forward, not only today, but in the future. those numbers will not go down. They will escalate going forward. So those costs must be clearly presented to the residents, which is going to bear the ultimate cost of this being successful or not. And also education. If you don't show people the impact of doing the right thing today, it will not be received in the way that is trying to be presented. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. And I see the young lady. You're welcome.
Young lady, thank you.
You're welcome.
My name is Lauren Schlang. I'm at 6300 Northwest 120th Drive. That's in the Falls of Heron Bay. And very soon we're getting a new neighbor. And that neighbor is Lifetime Fitness. And I just wanted to address the commission tonight and let them know about the major concerns that the residents of the Falls have. There are three
No,
major.
we have an item on the agenda, but you want to speak now during public comment.
I could wait till after, but I can just let you know what the concerns
Fine,
are.
you're here. Let's go.
We have three major items we want to discuss: visual, sound, and traffic. And Adam Pogue, I know he's here tonight, has been very gracious, and he's been listening to us, and he's had last-minute meetings and have been addressing our concerns. Visually, it seems like our residents are pleased with what they're going to find. We have residents of the Falls who've purchased properties on golf course, premium properties at higher home prices. The city is getting higher taxes because of that, and now they're getting a new neighbor, and they're concerned. My neighbors are very concerned with what's going to be now in their backyard, visually and with sound. Visually, it seems like it's acceptable. We've seen the renderings, and everything really looks like it should. This sound, we're still concerned about. We did have a meeting with Adam this week, and Adam has agreed, and you'll see that, I'm sure, tonight, that we can add an additional wall that'll block some sound that'll come around by the pool and the back of the neighbors on the canal. So I urge you to please approve that plan that he'll talk about tonight. The third is the traffic. And the traffic is not necessarily just a Falls of Heron Bay issue. I think that's going to be an all Heron Bay issue and on that Heron Bay Boulevard. I know that you've done studies, and I'm speaking just from my personal observation. I don't think they're sufficient. It's saying it does not warrant a light. I've lived here for 11 years, and myself, I've witnessed 5 accidents at that intersection. That's without the Lifetime Fitness. That's with not having an additional 590 parking spaces going there. I don't trust that traffic study. I don't want somebody to get killed and say, oh yeah, we need a light there now. Please look at the accident reports over the past 5, 6, 7 years, and please reconsider putting a light over there to avoid any people losing their lives over in that intersection.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Would anybody else from the public like to be heard? Okay, public comment is closed. We're moving up, as I said before, item number 29 to come before item number 6. And the title of 29 is the First Amendment to the Interlocal Agreement for Solid Waste Disposal and Recyclable Materials Processing Authority of Broward County, Florida. Welcome, Chad.
Evening, Commission. Not to belabor the point, this item is a follow-up to the March 4th Commission meeting where we received a visit from the Solid Waste Authority's Executive Director, Sam May, and their consulting engineer, Daniel Deitch, both of whom are in the audience tonight. Where the Solid Waste Authority provided an update of where the authority stands and a prospective future with the First Amendment or the Facilities Amendment, which discusses the wind down or the possible wind down of facilities that would be operated by the Solid Waste Authority. The item this evening is also contingent upon a future Second Amendment, which would be forthcoming at a future commission meeting as well. Any questions at this point?
Up from me. Joe, you're good? Commissioner Simmons? Commissioner Sarah?
Yes, thank you, Mayor.
Sure.
It was referenced earlier in the meeting that Nancy has served on this solid waste authority since the beginning. With her passing, I was the one that was tapped by the commission to carry her torch. We have been very involved with every aspect of moving this forward in a collaborative manner with the other cities. It's very important that we are part of the process, so we're part of the solution. I've updated you guys in previous meetings with regards to the conversations that were held at the executive board and the governing board. Obviously, within my seat, we will continue to lead in every way we can. We will be going for the special election in September to maintain the seat that Nancy was holding before passing. So ultimately, without rambling on any further, we need to support this, in my opinion, at every level, at every step. And I want to publicly thank Sam May for his time. He spent a couple special, we got together a couple consecutive days, one with Chad and the team, just to make sure that I was completely brought up to speed. So I wanted to publicly thank him and the leadership of the executive board and the governing board. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
You bet, Commissioner. All right, nothing on the dais?
Just to clarify, what the request is to approve this expressly a condition upon a Second Amendment coming back.
Gotcha.
Just so it's clear.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, any discussion?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
It's awesome that we're doing this, but it sucks that we're doing this because Nancy Montero was our North Star when it came to this item. Not that we didn't want to be involved with it, we just knew that she was in control of it. So anytime this item came up, we turned our heads, looked at her, and let her guide us with what we needed to do. So Nancy, we are doing this, and we are going to move forward. I do recognize that we're not technically the largest city in Broward County, but our name does hold weight. And what I will ask of the governing board as well as the executive director is find a way to honor our vice mayor who put so much effort into this. Because 3 years ago when she got on the SWA, she jumped at the chance to be a part of that. From that moment on, people would come up to me, not that I'm anything special, but we're colleagues, and let me know how well she was doing with SWA. We're talking about the county commissioners. We're talking about everybody. She was up there doing her job because that's what she cared about. And so we are moving towards approving this. I'm not going to add a condition to it because so many other parts need to be a part of this. But I am strongly encouraging you all to find a way to make sure she is honored at this authority. And with that, my comments are complete, Mr. Mayor.
Great, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm very happy to be voting yes on this. I too appreciate the work of our vice mayor. Definitely in my thoughts a lot today, well before the city commission meeting. And I'm very proud of the work that she did, and I really appreciate all the acknowledgement for this wonderful leader, that we're still grieving about her loss. And this is necessary. There needs to be a good educational campaign. I appreciate the opt-out. I appreciate all the hard work of everybody involved, and I look forward to voting yes. Any further discussion?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Chad, Joe Morera came up and he was questioning financial cost per resident. The approximate cost per resident per year.
There is a maximum cost that was explored by the authority. I would like to identify the executive director, Sam May, if he would like to come and identify that price point.
I recall one of the speakers mentioning $3 per something per household. So I'm not sure if that's accurate, in terms of any kind of time frame. So Sam, if you can share.
Thank you. Yes, it's based on, in 2028, it'll be based on tonnages, the actual tonnages used, and the tonnages are about, somewhere between, average is about 1.4, but it could be as high as 2 tons, and it's $2.22 a ton. So if it was 2 tons, it would be $4.44 per year. So you're looking at, 35, 40 cents a month or whatever it comes out to.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, that figure is a nice figure to promote.
Yes. So that's on
that's
the high
at the high end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Great.
somewhere between around $3 or so.
Great.
Per year. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you for your guidance as well. Anything else?
That's it, Mayor. I just wanted to clarify that.
Great. So any further discussion from you, Commissioner Sarah?
No, I'm good, Mayor. Thank you.
Great, and I would also ditto Commissioner Simmons' request to somehow honor Nancy through this process. All right, without further discussion, all in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Okay, unanimous. Thank you, Chad.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, and we are moving on. Thank you, everybody, and it's nice to see you all. We have item number 6, and this is a special exception modification to the Coral Springs Auto Mall temporary parking.
Mayor, this is a request to hold a public hearing on this item. The quasi-judicial has been waived and is to approve, authorize, and adopt. The petition is for a special exception SE 24-01 from sections 250587 permitted uses and 250590 limitations on uses and structures of the Land Development Code for temporary storage of motor vehicles in the general business B3 zoning district located at 9469 West Atlantic Boulevard, legally describes a portion of parcel H&I, Ramblewood South, and authorize the city attorney to draft an order approving SE 26-04 and adopt said order. And this is a request from Coral Springs Auto Mall.
Great. Hi, Tina.
Good evening, Commission. The Auto Mall is requesting an extension to their previously approved special exception to store 350 vehicles at the Coral Square Mall. I do believe the applicant is here to provide you a presentation. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have.
Great. Thank you. Would the applicant approach?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Scarlett Pianelli here on behalf of 9400 West Atlantic Boulevard. Obviously, I am not Anthony Tassone. Unfortunately, earlier today, he had an unexpected visit to the emergency room, so he was unable to be with us here tonight. So I got kind of thrown into it, so I apologize if I don't have a direct answer to your questions, but I will try my best as I have been involved heavily with the
But he didn't request that we continue the matter, so he could be here?
Yes.
Great, understood. And your name one more time?
Scarlett Pianelli.
Thank you, Scarlett.
Thank you. So we are here today to request a 60-day extension at the Coral Square Mall with our parking for the 350 vehicles while we are in the process of finalizing our garage expansion.
Sorry,
As
I don't want to interrupt you, but I am interrupting you. I also don't want you to have to go through the whole spill.
Of course.
I think it is important that we have Mr. Tazzone here. If we continue this, will this somehow interfere with where they are now contractually?
Well, it's a request, as I understand it. That this is different than what was asked for in the petition right now. You're looking for a 60-day extension, not the 2-year commitment.
So on the docket, it was initially a 60-day commitment that we were asking for to be formal versus, I know Tony had meetings with all of you guys individually, so we needed to come here formally for those 60 days extension because we are in the process of pulling permits and everything. And then after the 60 days, we were going to come back, show you guys the permits, everything that was ready to go. Now we're actually in the process of building the garage to then get the 18 to 24 months. For
I'm going to defer to community development because my understanding was different. So I think they're looking.
So Tina, if you'd approach whenever you're ready after talking to Julie. So my question would be, whether it's Tina or you, JJ, this is kind of a new request, but what Commissioner Simmons was considering, my understanding is a motion to continue what is on the agenda to allow Tony to be here.
Is what's on the agenda what was supposed to be presented today was what she was speaking of, or is her request today just 60 days? Is that the new
Well, that's the question I have for community development.
Okay, so back over to you, Tina.
The request as it was presented to us was that that they would request that the vehicles be stored for another 18 to 24 months. So we're thinking 24 months. Mm-hmm.
saying that they're needed?
So what I'd like to do is go, that's their understanding. So I would like to entertain a second. Did you make the motion?
No.
No, well, hold on. I think
Not a motion yet, because if this is changing to
It's
the
not
60,
changing.
that's okay, to 60 days is what you said, then I would request, because I do know part of the conversation and the commitment was to have a site plan for today, which we don't have a site plan. So if there is a request for a 60-day extension and you cannot give a 30-day extension realistically because we're not meeting in 30 days, then I would condition that 60-day extension on a site plan being presented to DRC.
Understood.
So
if you wouldn't mind, just repeat that one more time.
So if the commission decides to go ahead and give the 60-day extension, they're not in compliance, but code's not going to be citing based on the fact that they're good faith in front of you. But what was represented to staff, and I believe to commissioners, was that there would be a site plan provided, and it hasn't been. So I would suggest the 60 days may be something you want to consider, of course, but you may want to require that site plan being in at a date certain so DRC can start looking at it. That may be 30 days, so when they come back in 60, community development can talk to you about the site plan they're reviewing.
So let me ask you then, Tina, if we were to consider that 60-day extension, by when, so today is June 17th, by when would you require the site plan? To have enough time to review while you're on vacation.
Excuse me, the site plan, we would take the site plan through the process. So it would come, they would submit for preliminary review, we would review it, we would issue comments, and then second submittal and final sign-off. So that usually is a 6-month process. If it requires conditional uses or special exceptions, you know, that could take, because you need to go to Planning and Zoning Board and City Commission. But if for them to submit a preliminary site plan, we don't require that many documents. It's just a survey, a site plan, some building elevations, so that we can provide our initial set of comments, and that's an 8-day turnaround.
Okay. All right. So I have in mind a motion. Unless you want to make it. You want to make
You can make it. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'll move to allow for the 60-day extension, and it would be conditioned on having a conditional, a preliminary site plan within 45 days, based on Tina's representation of 8 days. Does that work for you, Tina, that motion? Okay.
It does.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, motion was made by Mayor Brooks, seconded by Commissioner McHugh. Any discussion? Commissioner Sarah, anything?
Yeah, I would like to speak to this. I will support the amendments to the 45 days for the site plan. This can't continue past the 60 days. I mean, we need to see that the site plan has been submitted, that they're going to be moving forward with construction, and permits are going to be pulled, because I think this has been a topic of conversation since I started on the commission, which was back in 2019. So we very much want them to have great success. They're a tremendous partner. But I can support the 60 days, but just from my seat, I just want to be clear to the team that's representing the Auto Mall that, you know, we need to get it done within the 60 days without any concerns.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Sarah. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, the item has been continued for 60 days upon the condition that within 45 days, the Auto Mall will submit preliminary site plans to our development department. Please give Tony our best wishes. Hope he gets better soon.
And again, sincere apologies for.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Commissioner Simmons. Good teamwork, everybody. Thank you, Tina. Next, we have item 7. It's ordinance 2026-106, second reading, lifetime future land use map amendment, and it ties in with items number 8, 9, and 10. Is that correct, JJ?
That is correct, Mayor. So with your acquiescence, I'll read all 4.
Sure.
Tina will give you one presentation for all 4, and then you can discuss all of them. And the public is obviously allowed to. There's public hearings on these. The quasi has been waived, and then you can vote on them individually. So we will start with number 7. That's ordinance 2026-106, an ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Coral Springs, Florida, amending the future land use plan map of the city's comprehensive plan for 13.11 more or less acres of land generally located north of Heron Bay Boulevard and west of Coral Ridge Drive, said land being in the City of Coral Springs, Broward County, Florida, from moderate residential to commercial, providing for an effective date. Just to hold the public hearing and approve. Item 8, ordinance 2026-107, an ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Coral Springs, Florida, approving the rezoning of 13.11 plus or minus acres of land generally located north of Heron Bay Boulevard and west of Coral Ridge Drive, said land being in the City of Coral Springs, Broward County, Florida, from golf course GC to community business B2, providing for an effective date. And that's also a request to hold a public hearing, adopt, and transmit. Item 9 is Resolution 2026-22, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Coral Springs, Florida, approving the allocation of 9.82 acres of commercial flexibility in Flex Zone 29 for the development of a lifestyle and physical fitness facility located north of Heron Bay Boulevard and west of Coral Ridge Drive, legally described as Tracks 1 and 2, portions of Parcel A, Heron Bay 1 plat, providing for conflict severability, providing for an effective date, and that's a request to approve. And then item 10 is Resolution 2026-13, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Coral Springs. Oops, not that one. My bad. Let me back that up. Item 10. Let's see where I am here. That one's not marked. Got it, I believe. Item 10 is, okay, item 10 is a special exception. That's just SC 25-07. That's a request to hold public hearing and approve, and that's to have a special exception from sections 250833, minimum landscape requirements for zoning districts of the Land Development Code relative to the minimum landscape requirements for parking interiors to accommodate development of a lifestyle and fitness facility generally located north of Heron Bay Boulevard and west of Coral Ridge Drive, legally described as Tracks 1 and 2, portions of Parcel A, Heron Bay 1, and that's, again, public hearing, a request, approve, and authorize. So all four of those will be done by one public hearing. Thank you, Tina.
Thank you. All right, back to you, Tina.
Thank you. So this is the second reading of our future land use map amendment. There have been no changes from first reading to second reading for that or the rezoning application. But what is before you this evening is the special exception regarding the minimum landscape buffers for our interior parking areas, which I'll explain to you what that is in a moment. In terms of next steps, we are at our second reading and including the special exception and commercial flex allocation. Following this, if approved, we'll transmit to the state and county agencies, and we'll complete the development review process to ensure that they are set for permitting. This is the location map. It's 13.11 acres. The parcels are owned by NSID and the City of Parkland, who have been great partners with us through the process. And just a reminder for the audience, this is the proposed site plan. The building is 86,700 square feet. They are proposing 590 parking spaces. And what's different from what you saw previously on the site plan, I'm just pointing this out, is that there are two areas within the parking area as a whole that are head-to-head parking. Our code requires landscape strips in between parking, so it creates that visual break and you have additional landscape areas. So just in those two areas, they are proposing, that's where the special exception request is coming from. We presented the proposed landscaping plan before. They are proposing additional quantity and quality trees, shrubs. They're going above and beyond what the code requires. And here's the view from the neighboring residential across the lake. I heard a lot of concern or some concern for traffic, and I wanted to just make sure that we clarify for the audience that There have been 3 different traffic studies submitted, and we have our traffic consultant, Joaquin Vargas, who does an excellent job of explaining where that analysis comes from. So I'm going to ask him to come up and just have a brief moment so he can explain.
Thank you, Tina. Mayor and Commissioners, Joaquin Vargas with Traftech Engineering, serving as your traffic consultant. As Tina mentioned, I did review the land use plan amendment traffic study, the site plan as well, and the traffic study, including a supplemental that we asked, and I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on that. But before this application or any application comes here that involves a traffic evaluation, we go through numerous rounds of comments with the applicant, and we make some recommendations before we finally give a sign-off on it. For example, the site plan, we did recommend some geometric changes to some of the islands for better traffic flow. We also recommended some signing and marking that we thought was going to be better for safety and for communicating to the motorists, and they incorporated all of those comments that we recommended. Also, as part of the traffic study, it looks at all of these intersections and access, but the traffic study also does these calculations of how long turn lanes have to be. And we looked at those, and we recommended additional lengthening at the main entrance for better safety, and those were incorporated. We asked for those improvements to be reflected in the site plan, and they made those changes. So I just want to let the Commission know that before this gets here, we go through a thorough review process and recommendations. The last item is the issue that the resident brought about the main intersection, the entrance off of Heron Bay. And in the planning and zoning, there were some concerns about that. And during that meeting, I did recommend a signal warrant study, which they performed that for the installation of a traffic signal. We have to go through this process that Broward County will review before they say yes or no, and it didn't meet those thresholds. Now, that study does include a crash evaluation, and we work with staff and we ask for additional years of data, which we reviewed, their applicant reviewed, and it didn't meet the criteria for a signalization there. Now, I do recognize that something has to be done at that intersection for improvements, and I think this is a perfect time to delegate it back to Tina, because we do have a condition that there's some additional studies that have to be done for the installation of a signal or some safety improvements working with them that has to be done at that location. So with that, Tina?
Thank you, Joaquin.
In addition to that, as I mentioned previously, they are proposing parking in excess of the code requirements. However, that is also to help accommodate the NSID Welcome Center parking. In addition to that, they are also providing additional buffers for our parking areas. So one thing that Joaquin did mention, and I'm happy that we included this as part of the conditions of approval that we're recommending to the Commission, is that they perform the signal warrant analysis again 1 year after they open. And what the petitioner has committed to and approved is that regardless of whether or not there is a traffic signal that is warranted, they are going to be providing $200,000 to the city for intersection improvements on Heron Bay Boulevard. They're also proposing bike racks and sidewalk connection from Heron Bay Boulevard to the NSID Preserve. Another item that is before you, and I'll just go quickly through it, is a commercial flexibility application, which our land use plan is required to be consistent with Broward County's land use plan. It's a very long process to go through when you need to amend the county's land use plan. So they have an administrative rules document that allows specific commercial square footage that you can apply to a property without having to change the land use from residential irregular to commerce. However, as part of their land use map amendment for the city of Coral Springs, they are committing that no residential will ever be built, so it will be commercial. With that, I'm recommending approval, subject to the conditions of the memorandum for the land use map amendment, the rezoning, and the special exception. I'm happy to answer any questions.
First, I'll entertain questions left to right. Commissioner McHugh.
So I'd like to, first of all, I understand your concern, man. When I saw 590 parking spots, I was like, wow, I didn't realize there was going to be that many there. Joaquin, so it said, where'd you go? It said 1 year after they open. What happens if we start seeing an issue with traffic prior to 1 year? Let's say within 6 months, we start seeing Heron Bay between total congestion. Can we move that up?
Yes, and that is a good question. What we want to make sure is that the facility matures enough that they have sufficient members. But yes, we can certainly accelerate that.
Okay. And then the other thing that I noted down, you brought up sound. I'm done with you now. You're good. Thank you. I didn't mean, listen, I worked with him for a little while, so I can speak to him that way. The other thing is sound, and I just looked at the plan again, and the only concern I really would have about sound is the pickleball, the ding, ding, ding noise. But I noticed that is set up in front of the building, not near the home. So I don't think sound's going to be an issue, but it seems like they're really working well with the residents to try to make it even more soundproof.
Did you say pickleball?
Yeah.
I love pickleball.
What else did I have written down? That was it, but I'm with you. When I saw those mounted parking spots, I can feel it, you know, and hopefully it doesn't result to that. Hopefully you guys are successful lifetime, and within 6 months we have to do another study. It's the best thing we can wish for. That's all I have, Mayor.
Great. Commissioner Simmons?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So I'm emails, and thank you for speaking earlier about this, advocating for your community. We're hearing, you know, the issue of like accidents, but also congestion. Obviously, if we put in anything traffic calming, could lead to a little slowdown of people getting through. But at that intersection there, why can't we put a 4-way stop sign?
It's a good thought, Commissioner. I wouldn't recommend a 4-way stop at that location. 4-way stops are intended for intersections that have similar conditions, similar priority. In this particular case, if you're on the side street, your tendency is, I'm not the primary street, and then traffic on the major street, which is Heron Bay, then they tend to not stop even though you have a stop sign. So that's the concern about that.
So obviously, signal is the physical structure and actual light, right? Is that too close to University?
No. It has to merit, that's one criteria that we have to look at, but no, that is not a concern. It's actually the accidents and also the vehicular volumes that conflict. Regarding the accidents, yes, there have been accidents at that location, but what we have to look at, which is what the standard is, are the crashes that have occurred, would they have been prevented if a traffic signal is installed? There are many crashes that occur that are not preventable. And then the other criteria is the amount of volume. And the volume on Heron Bay is not too high, and the side street also is not too high, but we have to wait until this facility is installed, and perhaps one of those criteria is met. That's why we have that condition.
Okay. So I'm hearing then that we're not going to wait for a year. We're going to...
It's an option.
It's an option, but I mean, I would prefer maybe 6 months. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we kind of sit back and see how well you guys do in the beginning, and if it really takes off in the first 4 to 6 months, and we see there is congestion, and maybe conduct a traffic study at that time. If it takes a little while to get going, then yeah, I think we wait till a year. You know.
But I definitely think this isn't something that the residents will let us forget about, but also something that we'll be monitoring throughout the operation as it gets started. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
You bet. Commissioner Sarah, you still with us?
Sir, you guys did a great job addressing my questions. I'm good.
Perfect. I have no questions. This is a public hearing. Would somebody from the public like to be heard?
Yes.
Okay. We'll let Robert come up first, and then the gentleman all the way in the back, you'll be second, and then the gentleman in the white, you'll be third.
Robert Fogel, 10991 Northwest 12th Drive. I have a very hard time putting another gym in our community. I don't see that why we need a gym. It may be too late. I wonder or think about what is temporary and what is permanent. And I like to see high-end residents, condominiums go into that space. where we could use that kind of environment and that kind of building. I don't know if it's zoning can be changed. I know that we worked very hard because I attended planning and zoning meetings. I didn't agree with it then. I don't agree with it now. I think that the high-end condominiums would be something in our favor, especially next to Heron Bay. And I understand the Falls already has beautiful gyms there in that facility. So why are we putting another gym? We have gyms all over the place in the city. I just don't think we need another one. And again, you're looking at temporary versus permanent. What is going to be our city 15, 20, 30 years from now? And high-end luxury apartments in that community, it's warranted, for sure. Thank you very much. And the revenue that will come out of that would be great. I know it's a little looking out, but we need that kind of environment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, you may approach. And if you'd give us your name and your address.
My name is Dan Coroyo, 6345 Northwest 120th Drive. I'm a resident of the Falls. Good evening, by the way. Good evening, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, commissioners. So I live right next to Lifetime, and it's right next to the pools, the future pools. I've been a member of Lifetime in Michigan for 17 years. And I know how noisy it can get by the pools. Not necessarily the lap pool, but the leisure pool, because they might have slides. In Michigan, they do have slides, and they might have a bunch of kids there. So I know that's not the pool next to the fence. It's going to be the one a little further from the fence, from the falls. But I currently reside right next to the pool. It's going to be, probably about 50 feet from maybe 60 feet from the lap pool. So it's going to be super close. And I think the noise may be a little issue, but, putting a fence up, it could maybe raising the fence a little bit, because it would be an issue, because, there's going to be constant activity at the pools. I know in Michigan, they do have fitness at the pools, and they have trainers, coaches, whistles. They have ladies doing aerobic in the pool. With coaches, but I assume they were saying that they won't have any of these activities outside, right, at the outdoor pools, if I'm not mistaken. But that could be a noise issue. So I just wanted to raise this concern, because it will be a noise issue. Traffic, I'm not an expert in, but noise for sure.
Commissioner Simmons has a question.
Is there a time of day that you're worried about the noise level?
So I know the pools will be open, probably maybe sun up to sundown. And I know that in Michigan, I used to go after 5 o'clock, and it gets jam-packed, and that's when everyone goes there and they want to have a good time. And I know that this would probably be the second Lifetime in the country that will serve alcohol as well, right? So, because, we're a touristic state, and a lot of people come down, they want to relax.
I like to enjoy an adult beverage.
Right. So of course, it's. I'm not sure how the noise will be, but it will be after 4 or 5 o'clock when everybody comes home, and it's going to get jam packed, I assume. But
I would like to ask the applicant if they would have anything regarding the sound or noise levels for the pool, or anything to address his concerns.
Yeah, I don't mind bringing up the applicant. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Good evening. Good to see everyone again. So a couple things on sound. First, I'll just kind of address, what we've done in our site plan, to mitigate that. And then also, Lauren spoke earlier about a couple additional things that we're incorporating as well. So starting with the site plan, the first line of defense is the large buffer that we've placed on the west side of the site. So that buffer, I know we've seen renderings of it in presentations in the past, ranges anywhere from 60 feet and from the edge of the pool deck to the canal to up to over 100 feet actually at the pool deck. So there's a significant buffer there, and we've put a lot of design and time and resources into making sure that that buffer is not only something that's nice to look at and has a lot of visual interest, but also provides a really meaningful screen for the pool deck, for the building, for the residents at the falls. The second point is really the design of the site. I think it was mentioned earlier, the pickleball courts, they are placed central to the site with the building as a buffer in between the court area and the falls. We also did reduce the number of pickleball courts from 6 to 4 so that we could effectively line those up with the building, and it essentially serves as a 40-plus foot sound barrier. And then the other thing we did when we made that pickleball court reduction is even shift the pool deck a little bit further over and got another 20 feet or so in that buffer. So at the pool deck, we've got about 105 feet of landscape buffer before you hit the canal, and then the residence. So if you drew a line on a map, there's probably 200 to 220 feet from the edge of the leisure pool to the nearest residential structure. We also did incorporate, our prototypical pool deck fence as a wrought iron fence structure. On the west side of the pool deck, we did replace the wrought iron with a 6-foot concrete CMU wall, which will be screened, as well, so it won't be visible. But what we've been talking just over the last couple days with the falls is if we can wrap that around the back a little bit too. And I did, work with our engineers, our architects, and we will be able to wrap that about another 50 feet around the back of the pool deck too, to kind of create a little extra peace of mind at that corner there. So there are a number of things and measures we've taken to mitigate the sound. Again, it starts with site design and the placement of the programming, and then layering on some of those other things like buffering, walls, etc. When it comes to outdoor programming and kind of classes was mentioned, we do have programming on the pool deck. We do have speakers on the pool deck, but those are primarily for ambient music. And where those speakers are, they're placed in landscape beds. They're all individually calibrated so that no matter what, we are bound by the sound ordinance in place. And we make sure that when all that gets installed, that we're calibrating those speakers appropriately. So if there is a class or there's an aerobics class, it's not exceeding the code requirements and the code limits at that residential property line.
Okay, appreciate that. Very good. This is a public comment. Any other speakers from the public? We have the gentleman in the white shirt, please. And then you'll be next.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Ken Gazunt, 11244 Northwest 79th Manor, Heron Bay. I'm the president of the Heron Bay Community Association and have been very involved with the meetings. Lifetime has been very gracious working with the Falls and their board, so I want to pay compliment there. I think when it comes to the traffic issue, which we have within our own community, with high visibility crosswalks, there is, as you know, an active lifestyle community in walking outside of the South Gate, but more importantly with the introduction of these parking spots, commuters coming into and out of the South Gate of Heron Bay. I implore you to possibly reconsider the timeline to do another traffic study. Look, we've seen in Parkland, there's obviously a lot of speed suppression circles, traffic circles, whatever term you want to put on it. I'm not a keen advocate of a stop sign or a four-way stop sign or a traffic light, but possibly a traffic circle of a smaller area that would control the outbound, inbound, and parking lot traffic coming out of the gym, as well as, remember, the office buildings and the Marriott. So that's all I needed to say, and I would like to just again implore you to possibly reconsider waiting 6 months. We want to see the gym do well. It is going in, that we all know, but waiting 6 months and then uprooting the traffic flow at that point might be a detriment. And it's also might be putting a traffic accident in play before that time. So again, I just would ask you to consider that. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome to join us. And the next public speaker, if you don't mind taking the mic on my right.
Hi, my name is Maria Hirschman. I live at 6375 Northwest 120th Drive, and it is right across from the Lifetime. Lifetime has been very accommodating, I will say, as far as trying to make us feel better about the noise. My concern is the pool area. Yes, they're going to put some masonry wall, but I think they should extend it to the complete side of the pool, because also what everyone has failed to mention is that there's a huge slide for kids, and that's going to make so much noise. Well, I think it's going to be kids and adults, but that pool is very, very large. Not only that, but directly across from my house, there's a daycare. And what I would like a masonry wall to cover at least the gate that they're going to have, because kids, even if it's one kid, two kids, with the water there, the sound is going to carry no matter what. The top of the structure is like those tarps, I guess, for sun, to help with the kids so they don't get burnt in the sun. But I don't even think that that's enough to buffer the sound of kids playing in a playground. You know, that's the one thing that they haven't addressed. Also, as far as the traffic is concerned, there are kids on those little scooters going back and forth constantly. I think a good time to make the study would be especially when school opens, because that's when it gets crazy, even as a person just going to the Publix or to the Walmart. It's a very high traffic area, and those kids, they don't pay attention to anything. But anyway, thank you for listening. I appreciate it.
For addressing us. Anybody else from the public like to be heard?
I think somebody in the back.
Great. Yeah, please come on up. Anybody else besides this gentleman that would like to be heard? Okay. Thank you.
I have some papers. Shall I just?
You can give them to the city clerk all the way to my right.
If you could see those, it.
We need your name and address, please.
Ron Carcel. I have a house directly across from the project, 6345 Northwest 120th Drive.
Welcome.
And of course, I'm talking again about sound. We've been meeting with the neighborhood and also most recently with Adam about the picture, if you have the drawing. Right now, the masonry wall on the original plan is on the canal side. And, this is an email from Jenna, I should say that. But she had a perfect illustration of what we have been discussing with her. On the canal side, there will be a masonry wall all the way across. But if you look at the top, on the golf course side, there's a long stretch there. It's like 372 feet, which is the fence. But just this afternoon, I heard from Adam, and he said that they can change that, part of that fence from a wrought iron fence to a masonry, or wrap around the masonry from along the canal up to the pool area. So the only question is if it would be possible just to extend that further up. I don't know that it needs to go the entire distance, but maybe halfway up or something, because 50 feet is a step in the right direction, but it would be an improvement if it could be more than that. Okay?
We're complete. You are?
Okay. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Ryan, would you like to be heard on this? Will we have your name and address, Ryan Gebauer?
Ryan Gebauer, 9881 Northwest 37th Street. Parking sounds awesome, but how many disabled parking spots are there? This gym does accept Medicare. Not everyone that is 65 or older has Medicare. I'm on Medicare, by the way. So individuals with disabilities that will use silver sneakers to go to the gym. So can we, as I mentioned in my earlier comment about increasing the minimal ADA parking, is that at this point to add maybe those 159 extra spots, 10%, 9 of those spots, whatever it is, so we could have more handicap parking within that area. And we're also going to be using that area for the MSD 17, if I understand. So that would also be a good opportunity to have more handicap parking spots.
Thanks for weighing in.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Would anybody else from the public like to be heard? All right, public comment is complete. Would the petitioner or Tina like to address any of the concerns that came up in public comment? And certainly I would like the petitioner to address Mr. Gebauer's request.
Yeah, so I'll start with the the extension of the wall on the backside of the pool deck. 50 feet is what we can do without starting to have to rework some drainage back there and reconfigure redesign areas. So that was that's what our architects felt we could achieve right now. As for the ADA stalls, we do have the required amount. That's certainly something that that we could study though and understand if there's any opportunity to add a couple. But we do have the code compliant amount right now.
Okay. All right, very good. So at this juncture, JJ, we're complete with the public hearing. Any questions at this juncture from the dais before I entertain a motion? Commissioner McHugh.
I just want to tell Joaquin I love you, buddy. Sorry for that comment.
Tina, anything further from you?
Yeah, so the way that the condition is written is that it is, that a signal warrant study would be provided to the city after 1 year of opening certificate of occupancy. If the commission would like to update that condition, we can certainly have it more fluid to say 6 months to 1 year, if that's.
Oh, I see. So we can be fluid with that. I like that. Anything else, Tina?
That's it from staff. Thank you.
Okay. And I would assume the 500, was it 50 feet that the petitioner just said they could accommodate, that would be fine with staff.
Yes, and they're still in the site plan review process, so that is definitely something that we can make sure they include on the plans.
Okay. Very good. Anything else, Commissioner McHugh? Commissioner Simmons? All right. Commissioner Sarah, any questions from you before we entertain a motion?
I'm good, Mayor. Thank you.
Very good. So I'll entertain a motion as you feel is appropriate.
Are we all 4 items at once?
We are moving all 4
3?
items. No, we're moving 1 item at a time. Correct. So we're on item number 7.
Okay.
So we've heard everything together, but we're on item number 7. This was the second reading of the Lifetime Future Land Use Map Amendment. So just to be clear, JJ, is this where the special conditions? No, it would be.
No, this would be to just adopt and transmit, correct?
Yeah.
It would be during the special exception, you could add those conditions.
Yeah, so that would be item number 10. So this is a request to adopt and transmit ordinance 2026-106.
All right, move to approve.
Second. All right, any further discussion?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
Thank you. So I'm just going to say this so I don't have to speak 4 times. Mr. Gerson, yeah. The reason why I said 6 months is because 1, they have to get their certificate of occupancy, and then 2, I want to give enough time for them to ramp all the way up as I expect they might. I don't think I'll have a membership, just saying. But I want to see that ramp up, and then it sounds weird to say, but enough volume and things happening within that period for to be a real study. I'm afraid if it's too soon or too early, you won't get enough, like it won't be enough volume for it to actually get what you all want to see out of that. So that's why I landed at 6 months. I think, Tina, you said we go 6 months to a year, but I want that ceiling at 6 months. So that's why it's at 6 months. To the gentleman that lives near the pool, do you have hurricane impact windows? Yes, sir. No, oh, well, you can hear everything. Come back to us in 3 months after it opens, and let's see what you hear, and we can continue talking how to be helpful in that regard. So I will at least say that. But other than that, that's all I'll say on this. I understand that it is a little different. A lot of you all bought on a golf course, and it is no longer, well, hasn't been a golf course in quite some time. But hopefully you won't be staring at an unmanicured area anymore. And I do hope that this is something that works out well for everyone. I will say that I am extremely impressed by the fact that residents have said multiple times that the applicant has worked hand in hand with them. That is a rarity, kind of, when you have, a development up against a neighborhood. So I do appreciate everyone kind of just working through this together. So with that, Mr. Mayor, my comments are complete.
Great. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
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 All right, it carries unanimously. Next, item number 8. This is the second reading of the lifetime rezoning. Is there a motion?
Second.
Okay, we have the motion by Commissioner McHugh, a second by Commissioner Simmons. Any discussion on item number 8? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Okay, it carries unanimously. Next is item number 9, Resolution 2026-022, allocation of commercial flex square footage. Is there a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion?
Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
And just real quick, for anyone, it seems like we're rolling through these. We've also been briefed on this for a very long time. We've had joint meetings with the city of Parkland, and so we've been through this quite a bit. So it's not that we're just rolling through this because we don't care. We've asked a lot of questions all over this time before even getting to today. So thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Any further discussion? Item number 9. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, say nay. All right, carries unanimously. Next is item number 10, lifetime special exception, SE 25-0007. Is there a motion based on what we shared this evening?
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, so exactly what the discussion we held that's a little bit different than what was on paper is to request that greater buffer that the petitioner said that they could accommodate and to consider a traffic study within 6 months to a year. So is that your motion, Commissioner McHugh?
This is number 10 is the landscape requirement for the parking spots. I thought it was.
This is when you can have the conditions, so you can.
Yeah, these are the conditions that we can apply.
Yes. 6 months unless it gets extremely busy quick. I mean, Adam, you're here. I mean, when you guys open Lifetime Fitness, how fast have you seen it take off in the past? Has it taken off big in 3 months, or it takes about a half a year to get the clientele?
It depends. We operate, pre-sale facilities prior to opening, so we'll have a good, good sense. But yes, there's a, few months of ramping time for sure. 3 to 5 months.
And assuming this process goes somewhat smoothly, about when would you open?
Yes, so we're through, in the middle of permitting right now, but we anticipate opening in the first half of 2028.
Okay. Gotcha. So some time out.
Mm-hmm.
So go back to it, Mayor. I'm comfortable with 6 months. I think 6 months, as Commissioner Simmons says, it gives them a chance to to really get going and get the clientele you need. And at that point, I think it's pertinent that we do that traffic study, see how it's going.
Mayor, two things on the issue. One is you could defer to your traffic expert too if it needs to be quicker or later based on his input. So that's up to you guys to consider. But the second thing is why you mentioned about the increasing of the wraparound. I think we need to solidify exactly what we're talking about
Yeah,
there.
so
Maybe,
Adam, would you share with us, again, specifically what you'd be willing to do to address those noise concerns?
Yes, so
Sure, me.
the west side of our pool deck right now, that entire side, we have planned a 6-foot CMU wall. What we've proposed is wrapping that around the back side of the pool deck, approximately 50 feet plus or minus a couple. We still have to draw it and put it on the plans.
Gotcha. So Commissioner McHugh, you heard what the petitioner just had to say, approximately 50-foot wraparound. Is that okay for your motion?
Yes, it is, because I believe also that's what the homeowner was actually happy about, the 50 feet to start at.
Right. And okay to second that, Commissioner Simmons? Yes. Is that clear for the clerk?
yes, it is. And in our order, Tina and Sherry will work on putting that language in.
Okay. Very good. Any discussion? Any further discussion? So as Commissioner Simmons said, we have been briefed on this to a great extent. We really appreciate the input from everybody, the cooperation, of the petitioner with the communities involved. We welcome input all the time. And while I was hoping to get out at 8:32, and I'm running late, listening to you all is much more important than getting home or completing at a certain time. We want to get things right. We want to make things right for everybody, and not just for a certain section of the population. So we're very happy to listen. We're happy to hear your accommodations that's now being moved and seconded. We look forward to working with you. I think Lifetime would be a great benefit in lots and lots of ways for the community. And I anticipate that you'll be a good neighbor. And as things might arise, that you'd be as responsive as you appear to have been during this entire process. So I think you make a good representative for your organization. And I see it being a boon to economic development as well, without it being a cost to the residents. As a matter of fact, this kind of helps diversify the tax base, which is one of our tremendous goals, is to have economic development and utilize space appropriately. So that completes my end of the discussion. Any further discussion? All right, all in favor, please say aye.
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 All right, carries unanimously. And is my understanding, thank you very much, Adam, is my understanding, Commissioner Sarah, you're still with us, or you're complete and going back with your family?
No, I'll be with you through the last item.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Commissioner. So next item is item number 11, Resolution 2026-013, CDBG FY 2026-2027 Annual Action Plan.
It's a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Coral Springs, Florida, approving the Community Development Block Grant proposed for 2627 Annual Action Plan, authorizing staff to transmit the approved Annual Action Plan and supporting resolution to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, providing for effective date, to request a whole public hearing, approve, and adopt.
It's me again. I'm presenting on the annual action plan for our community development block grant. It is a federally funded program through the Department of Housing and Urban Development. Each project that is listed in our plan has to meet one of 3 national objectives. They must benefit low to moderate income persons, aid in the elimination of slum and blight, and be an urgent need, such as after a disaster. The purpose of the annual action plan is to identify activities the city will undertake in the upcoming fiscal year. And since 2000, the city has participated as an entitlement city and allocated over $21 million to projects, which has greatly assisted our neighborhoods. And the way that the projects are chosen is that we have a multidisciplinary team. It consists of development services, Parks and Rec, Public Works, budget, finance, so that we can ensure that these dollars are being extended and as efficient as possible. Some really great projects to highlight that we've had in recent years that were paid for by CDBG dollars was the Forest Hills Park Lighting Project. In process right now is Pride Promoters Park, and that is being renovated based on CDBG dollars, as well as the fire hydrants for Habitat for Humanity. But we also utilize it for sidewalks and to make our sidewalks ADA compliant and change them from asphalt to concrete. The proposed fiscal year 26-27 projects include our home repair, our youth and senior scholarships, as well as fencing and lighting for Mullins Park. And the last item is planning and administration for the CDBG program. Our home repair program, which we use CDBG dollars to leverage the SHIP dollars that we utilize towards home repairs to assist homeowners that need to weatherize their house, whether it is to change out the roofs or add impact windows, change out water heaters, ACs, that sort of thing. But our youth scholarship program provides scholarships to our young adults for gymnastics, dance, cheerleading, and those sorts of things. And in our senior recreation and therapeutic program, we have dancercise, line dancing, and yoga. And we also have for our seniors circuit training and functional training classes. So next year, we would like to use CDBG dollars to assist with some fencing upgrades to Mullins Park to enhance safety around the baseball fields, and also provide lighting similar to the way that we did it for Cypress to extend the use of the park. And finally, planning and administration of our CDBG program that is also included in the plan. Staff is recommending approval. I'm happy to answer questions.
Any questions, left to right?
No, I love that we're using it to utilize in the park to make it more safe, not only for adults but children, because the parks are very occupied nowadays. So I'm happy to see that. That's all I have, Mayor.
Great. Commissioner Simmons?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Hi, Tina. It's been a little bit since I've heard about anything we're doing for first-time home buyers. I know that's something I've talked about for a while, but I don't know if that's going to be anything said in the next item, but I just want to know if we're still trying to make that be a thing.
One of our LHAP strategies, which is the next item on the agenda, is purchase assistance, but we also leverage home dollars that the county facilitates in providing first-time home buyer programming.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Anything from you, Commissioner Sarah, before we entertain a motion?
No, sir, I'm good.
Okay, this is a request to hold a public hearing. Is there anyone from the public that would like to be heard on item number 11? Seeing none, the public hearing is closed. I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
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 Carries unanimously. Thank you. Next is item number 12, Resolution 2026-021.
This is a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Coral Springs approving an amendment to the Local Housing Assistance Plan as required by the State Housing Initiatives Partnership Program Act, subsections 420.907 through 420.9079 Florida statutes, and Rule Chapter 67-37 Florida Administrative Code, authorizing and directing the mayor to execute any necessary documents and certifications needed by the state, authorize the submission of the local housing plan for review and approval by the Florida Housing Finance Corporation, and providing for an effective date. The request to hold a public hearing, approve, amend, and adopt.
Thank you. We are proposing to amend our current LHAP, which covers fiscal years 2022 to 2025, so the rental assistance strategy can be consistent with the LHAP, the Local Housing Assistance Plan that the City Commission approved last year in 2025.
Gotcha.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
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 All right,
Yep.
carries unanimously.
Did you open that up to the public?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yep, this
You
time.
are correct.
Thanks.
We're going to rescind the motion and the vote.
Thanks.
It's a public hearing. Would somebody like to be heard on this? Thank you, John.
Yep.
Thank you, Roy, for sitting down. I do want to recognize former Mayor Roy Gold for being in the audience and for all your years of service. Thanks for being here. Public hearing is closed. I'll entertain a motion again.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
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 All right, carries unanimously. Thank you. Item number 13, Resolution 2026-020. I'm tired.
This is a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Coral Springs, Florida, approving the dedication of a 3-foot sidewalk easement lying within the south 3 feet of the west 162.53 feet of Lot 10, Block A, Greater Coral Springs Research and Development Park Addition, according to the plat thereof, is recorded in Plat Book 66 at page 50 of the Public Records of Broward County, Florida, as part of the Everglades Loop project, provided for recordation, conflicts, severability, and effective date. The request to hold a public hearing, approve, and adopt.
Evening again. This item is in regards to the requested 8-foot wide sidewalk adjacent to the recently improved site of Century Self-Storage, located at, again, 12375 West Samples Road. During the plan review process, during DRC and the site plan approval, the frontage of the property was requested to have an 8-foot wide sidewalk as a part of the Everglades Loop. This is the portion of segment 5 of the loop. And in order to efficiently and adequately fit a 8-foot wide sidewalk, 3 feet needs to be dedicated for the use of the said sidewalk. Essentially, that is the purpose of this item.
Understood. This is a public hearing. Would somebody from the public like to be heard? All right, public hearing is closed. Any questions? We'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
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 Carries unanimously. Thank you. Are there any items that you'd like to pull from consent? If there are none,
To approve consent if there are no pulls.
Second.
all right, we have a motion to approve and a second to consent. All in favor, please say aye.
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 All right, carries unanimously. Thank you. Next up is item number 25, Resolution 2026-018.
Good evening.
Hi, Eliana.
I have a presentation, but I'm not going to.
Thank God.
All right. Okay, I hit it twice. I'm not going to go through the presentation at length. I already went through it during our workshop, so I'm just going to hit on a couple of items just to reiterate some important things for our user fees and the item that I'm bringing forward today. Want to touch on our cost recovery approach, which is specific to our financial policy. We have financial policy that surrounds user fees, where we look at is the purpose of what we're doing community-wide general public benefit, such as police response, park maintenance, a shared benefit, or direct user benefit. And the fees that we're bringing forward for the majority are direct user benefit, and that is what we're touching on. The impact to our users is safe neighborhoods and buildings, reliable service, well-maintained parks and facilities, fairness to taxpayers. These are the users who are receiving the direct benefit and they are paying for that service. And of course, then community access. The other item I want to touch on is during the workshop, it was asked that we adjust the nonprofit discount up from 10% to 25%, and we did make that adjustment in the user fees that we are presenting. And then one other item, some of these fees, we have not done a study on them and in a decade. So we've got to bring those fees back up to full cost recovery in some instances. But we did not bring everything up to full cost recovery. There are items that we were asked to lower as per the study, and then there are items that we ourselves said we can't take it up to full cost recovery because we would like people to be able to participate in the benefit of the fee.
Gotcha. Before they have to pay for it.
Correct. Just one other was this item here. the partnerships. So a big focus is partnerships for the Broward County Public Schools in Coral Springs. There's a big discount to be able to utilize our facilities.
That's great. 40% discount is huge.
Yes. If there's any questions, happy to answer them.
I'll go right to left. Start with you, Commissioner Sarah.
No questions, Mayor. Thank you.
All right, Commissioner Simmons.
No questions.
Commissioner McHugh.
Ileana, in the commission workshop I brought up, I said, by raising the fees, we're putting ourselves way above other cities. And you said, no, we're putting ourselves back, like, at the rates that other cities are at, correct?
Correct.
Okay, I just want to make that aware for the public, that we're raising it to put us equal to the other communities that are surrounding us.
Yes, so with the benchmark cities that we looked at.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yeah, and, well, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any further discussion? So just briefly, I think it's important that we update the user fee schedule, and I appreciate that this is for the users, right? So it's very fair and equitable, and I appreciate the time frame that you're implementing some of the increases as well. And it was great. We found some user fees that, you know, we didn't need to charge as much, so it's good to update that. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
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 Carries unanimously. Thank you. So next up is Kim Moskowitz, talking about special obligation refunding bonds, Series 2026. Hi, Kim.
Hello. Hello, Mayor and Commissioners. We are looking to get this resolution approved and adopted so that we can do refunding bonds. The city issued $18,460,000 in special obligation bonds for the municipal complex in 2016. After 10 years, the city can now refund these bonds and receive debt service savings. Following an upcoming competitive sale by the city's financial advisor, the city will award the new Series 2026 refunding bonds to the bidder that results in the greatest debt service savings. This could be approximately $200,000 per year for the next 8 years, which is the original term of the 2016 financing. Just want to say many thanks to the employees in the finance department and the budget departments, as well as the city attorney's office. We have bond counsel and financial advisor for their hard work on this resolution before you.
Thank you very much. Any questions for Kim?
Oh, that's great news.
I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
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 Carries unanimously. Thank you. Next up is External Audit Services, item 27.
Yes, in 2021, the city's Auditor Selection Committee awarded our external auditors, RSM, a 5-year contract, which was just completed with a 5-year renewal. The city is very satisfied with the professionalism and continuous customer service throughout each year provided by RSM's team of auditors. RSM is an international firm headquartered in Chicago. They have 8 firms in Florida, one being in Fort Lauderdale, Broward County. They also do the audits for Coral Gables, Miami, Miami Beach, Broward, Dade County, Palm Beach County, so they're very present in this area.
Yeah, I've had great experience with them over all the years.
Yes.
I'm very happy with them. Yep. Is there a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
And as I understand it, one of our auditors lives in Coral Springs, right? Or did he move?
He just left the firm.
Oh, well, never mind. There goes that.
But he was with us for a long
while,
time,
yeah,
and we
he-
still have communications with him.
Oh, well, boom goes the dynamite.
And his daughter graduated locally.
Yes.
All right, any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
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 All right.
Aye.
Carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next is item number 28, fence, chain link, and picket.
Good evening, Mayor and Commission. Yeah, this is a request to increase the annual expenditure amount from $400,000 to $650,000 with Tropic Fence, so we can do our finish our Mullins Park project.
So I just want to repeat something that often Commissioner Simmons and I have shared. As much as we can to look for, and I would say not just look for, bids from Coral Springs companies if they're out there, but to develop relationships with them. and I'll bring this up at the workshop, can we do, a forum of Coral Springs businesses to invite us? So to invite them to engage with us, for us to learn about them. And I'll talk just a little bit more about that in my commissioner comments, but to add it to the retreat agenda. Because if there's a way, I'd like to forge that way. So that's my quick comment before entertaining a motion. Any questions for Rob? All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve and authorize.
I was gonna have a question, just if you.
Sure.
Why the extension?
Because we had,
Or the
we are fencing in the track 23 and 24. Those grass fields that get beat up, we've seen it through soccer this year. So we're going to need to put a maintenance schedule to it so we can keep them up to good conditions. This past year, we just spent $180,000 just putting sod on those fields. So to fence it in to protect it from people to use it while we treat it, it would actually save money in the long run. So for track 23, 24 fencing, and we're also going to do some fencing around Aiello Field, and that is going to be so our programs, Chargers and the charter school will be able to have home games there and actually collect gate fees to help offset some of their costs for the school and for our Chargers.
Thank you.
That's a good question.
Do we have a motion?
No, not yet.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
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 All right, great. Thank you very much. Next up is item number 30. We've dealt with 29, JIC truck.
We're on item, 30, correct me. Oh, I see what you mean, you moved it up.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not that tired.
You gotta wake up.
I might be.
Yeah, you might.
Good evening. I apologize, it took me a while. I forgot we did 29, so it took me a little bit to get down here. Asking to approve the purchase for a JIC truck. Now, everyone says, what is a JIC? A JIC is a JIC. It is a Joint Information Center vehicle. It is a regional asset that is paid for 100% through a grant, what's called a UWASI grant, that pays this vehicle up front. This is a two-part project process. There's a second phase that's coming that'll pay for all the equipment and the maintenance. As part of the region, as an actor within the region who supplies resources for natural disasters or criminal disasters and a response, we're a part of it. We've housed this prior to. The original JIC was purchased in around 2007. It was a trailer that we held for approximately 12 years, the trailer end of life. This is the replacement through the region. The region has asked us to take part, but is fully funded by UWASI.
Great. And how do we learn about these UWASI grants?
So the UWASI grants, it's through Homeland Security.
Can you say what UWASI stands for, please?
Absolutely. UASI, which is Urban Area Securities Initiative through Homeland Security. It is a grant that's been established. The grant has been around for over 2 decades now. And the point of the grant is to take regions, and it's a federal grant, and they select regions. We are obviously the southeastern region of the United States, and then we are southeast region 7 down in South Florida. And the money is to enhance preparedness and as well as capabilities within a region to respond to a major incident.
Great.
I hope that answers the question.
Sure. Sure. Is there a motion to award?
Move to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
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 All right. Passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
And last, before Commission communications, are reappointments of Clyde Perry and Robert Kostick to the Nuisance Abatement Board. These are requests to reappoint.
Move to appoint.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Carries unanimously.
2 very upstanding citizens in our community.
Absolutely. I love that they continue to want to serve here. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
So we're going to start with you, Sean, unless you have no communications for Commission communications.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep it brief. Just want to wish all the fathers out there an outstanding Father's Day. One of the best jobs. It is the best job that I've ever had. And I'm very blessed with 3 kids. And I just couldn't make today's meeting because we're away because my oldest son, Joshua, just proposed to his longtime girlfriend, and we're looking forward to a Sarah family wedding in September of 27. So
Amazing.
Thank you to my colleagues for carrying the torch tonight, and for all in the audience, have a great evening.
Great, Sean. Congratulations. You have a great vacation.
Thank
All right,
you.
Commissioner Simmons.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This Friday, June 19th, starting at 5:30 p.m. at the Coral Springs Center for the Arts, we're going to be having our annual Juneteenth celebration. There'll be a community pre-party, if you will, from 5:30 to 7:30 with a live music, a DJ, performances by Energy Dance Studio. The Ramblewood Middle School Drumline will be greeting guests as they come into the Center for the Arts. We'll have local food vendors, our art exhibits, and I think we have a slam poet coming as well. And then at 8 p.m., my frat brother, Ricky Smiley, will be headlining the event at the Center for the Arts. And the Ricky Smiley portion is ticketed. The pre-party part is, or the celebration part, if you will, is open to the public. So this is a beautiful opportunity for all of Coral Springs to gather and celebrate culture and honor freedom as a community. America's 250th anniversary, right? 4th of July, as the mayor mentioned earlier during recognitions. Saturday, July 4th from 4 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Yes, we have a new fireworks vendor, so hopefully the comment section will be a little quiet that night, because for the last 2 years, trust me, we were with you as well, and Vice Mayor would be, hopefully she would be very happy that we would actually get a good fireworks show this year, because the last couple of years she was not. And then, so it's at Mullins Park, so please make sure you come out to celebrate 250 years of our nation. I also want to take a brief moment to extend a heartfelt happy Father's Day to all the dads, stepdads, grandfathers, and father figures all across Coral Springs. Being a parent to my 3 children, Carter, Callie, and Jordan, is the most rewarding and humbling and foundational role of my life, and sometimes they drive me absolutely cuckoo, but I am so proud to be their dad. So to every father out there waking up every day doing the hard work of building strong families, mentoring our youth, and shaping the next generation of our community, thank you. Your impact is immeasurable. And so tonight we find ourselves standing in a unique and profoundly meaningful historical window. This Friday, our community will gather to celebrate Juneteenth, and then just a few short weeks later, we will gather at Mullins Park to celebrate the historic 250th anniversary of the founding of our great nation. At first glance, some might view these 2 milestones through separate lenses, but to me, they are deeply and inextricably linked. They represent 2 parts of the same continuous, beautiful, and unfolding American story. On the 4th of July, we celebrate a magnificent promise made in 1776, the bold declaration that all people are created equal, endowed with the unalienable right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It was a promise that changed the course of human history. But as we know, history is a journey. And on June 19th, 1865, when the news of emancipation finally reached the shores of Galveston, Texas, our nation took a massive, historic step toward actually delivering on that promise. Juneteenth represents the moment that the circle of American freedom widened. It marks the day our country became more whole, more just, and truer to its foundational creed. When I look at Juneteenth, and when I look forward to America's 250th birthday, I don't see a history defined by static perfection. I see a history defined by progress. I see a journey of people who, generation after generation, have looked at our highest ideals and said, we can get closer, we can build a more perfect union. And that is exactly why tonight I am filled with hope and an unshakable optimism. Look at Coral Springs. We are a tapestry of different backgrounds, different cultures, and different stories. Yet we live together, we thrive together, and we lift each other up. We are the living, breathing proof that when people come together under a shared commitment to community and mutual respect, the American promise thrives. As we celebrate freedom this Friday, and as we look toward our nation's historic milestone this July, let us choose optimism. Let us celebrate how far we have come. Let us be proud of the community we are building right here, and let us work hand in hand to ensure that the next 250 years are defined by opportunity, unity, and prosperity for every single resident that lives in Coral Springs. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner McHugh.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to congratulate the Coral Springs Police K-9 unit on the opening of its new facility. I know we're all out there today. What an incredible facility they have, and it's well deserved. The work our four-legged officers do and the handlers perform each day to protect law enforcement personnel and keep public safe is truly invaluable to our community. Their contributions to crime prevention, suspect apprehension, search and rescue efforts, and community safety make them an essential asset to the residents and business owners here in Coral Springs. Congratulations to all the seniors who graduated this year. This is a tremendous accomplishment, and you should be very proud of everything you've achieved. I wish you nothing but success and happiness in your future endeavors. As the summer begins, I hope everyone has a safe, fun, and relaxing summer break. Take time to enjoy making memories with family and friends. I'm going to discuss the gentleman who brought up the flock cameras right now. As a former law enforcement officer, I understand your concern about invasion of privacy. But I will tell you the success that we had, not only catching fugitives, catching homicide suspects, catching stolen vehicles, catching missing people, people that are missing, we see them go through the flock camera. It has been a tremendous success to the city of Coral Springs and to the residents of Coral Springs. And as always, I can be reached at jmchugh@coralsprings.gov or my cell phone at 954-740-1165. And please follow me on social media at CS Commissioner 5. Thank you, Mayor.
Great, thank you. I appreciate your flock comments. I want to learn more about all the success, and I would imagine there's a lot. So I appreciate that. And I want to recognize Commissioner Larry Vignola. Thank you for all your service to our city. Glad to see that you're serving another city in a great capacity, so welcome. So I just came off a wonderful celebration with my family. My favorite role, like I think pretty much the dads on the dais, is being a dad. And my youngest graduated from the University of Denver, thank you, Sammy, with her master's in social work. And I'm so glad she will be returning home, hopefully in August. We definitely need young people like my daughter to help lead the world, especially in that capacity. And along those lines, I just want to share a little bit from the heart about something that I see in my practice. Sometimes I see it in politics, and sometimes I see it in my home. And my invitation to us all, as we're about to celebrate the country's 250th birthday, and while we sometimes have our struggles and maybe feel divided from other portions of the community or maybe the country, is a few things. One is, as much as you can, to be present and focus on the affirmative as opposed to what you're missing, as opposed to the holes. Another thing is, as you feel that you might be charged about something or someone, it's great to hit a pause button. It's really great to hit a pause button and not be reactive and be strategic. Man, the other day I was at a hearing and the judge pissed me off. And I really thought, I wanted to say something. And I took a moment and I paused. And I took another moment and I paused. And I didn't. I gave the judge grace. So that's really my last invitation. We are, I think, overall a very united community. We don't happen to be quite a united country, but, peace begins with us, right? And it spreads from us. And we can have differences without, being disagreeable. So my suggestion is, as we're moving forward and we're celebrating our country's 250th birthday, we're going into summer, hopefully having some vacation, time with family, time with people we love, is to give grace. Give grace to others. Give people the benefit of the doubt. Give yourselves grace. You know, we're all human. We all make mistakes. So that's my little platform that I use for that invitation. July 4th, please come out and celebrate with us. Is our party beginning at 4? You know, at 4? And we're going until the fireworks have this fantastic completion. As Mike here, we are willing a fantastic finish. Fantastic finish will occur. You have elections coming up August 18th and November 3rd. Make sure you're registered to vote. Make sure you vote. We have openings on the Community Involved Government Committee always. It's a great liaison between the community and the commission. We invite you to participate. We meet the second Wednesday of every month at 5:30 here at City Hall. We're also looking for people that are supporters of veterans and veterans to join us for our Veterans Committee meetings as well. If you want to find out more information about volunteering, you can look at coralsprings.gov/volunteer. We have an issue potentially with the election coming up November 3rd, what's on the ballot. So we'll be asking my staff through hopefully the support of the commission at a retreat next week to have at least 2 budget workshops over the summer so you can be heard, so we can listen to you, and we can share our potential concerns about the about what may be coming to our home if the amendment passes. Artists. Commissioner Simmons and I went to the U.S. Conference of Mayors in Long Beach. It was a great conference. I'll share a lot about the details that I got out of it. But one of them I want to share briefly is they have a focus on the arts and artists. And they presented a couple of artists, one of them with an award. Danny, do you remember his last name? He's an actor from Con Air.
Oh, Trejo.
Danny Trejo. And there were other artists that were part of the conference. One of the biggest parts of the conference was Snoop Dogg. It was in Long Beach, that's where he's from, and he gave a concert to all the mayors and all the guests and whatnot. Long story short, I believe we have a lot of artists in our community, and I'd like to leverage them for different reasons, including freedom of expression, but also for economic development. So I would like to talk about that more if we have time at the retreat next week. Lastly, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Like I said, it's my favorite job, even still with all my kids growing. And no slight to my wife. I couldn't do everything I do without her. Couldn't have any kids without her, that's for sure. So thank you all for being here this evening. Thanks for staying late. We got a little bit more to the meeting. I'm complete with my comments. And we are on to City Attorney, is that right?
City Manager.
All right. City Manager.
Thank you, Commission. And there's no question affordability remains an important issue for the families in Coral Springs and throughout the state of Florida. However, the proposed amendment that is proposed as tax relief represents more than a tax reduction. It will fundamentally change how we fund services and make decisions about community priorities, reductions in service, and potential elimination of certain services and programs. Right now, I recognize there are more questions than answers, and that's why I expect that we're going to be talking about this at our next workshop on June 24th, so that staff can provide an overview and a financial impact of what this means to Coral Springs if this ballot amendment does pass in November. While we here in the city do have a healthy revenue diversification, and I know other cities in Florida may not, or may be in a better position than us, but I can speak for us that we have continued to look for revenue diversification options. We are not immune to the severe reduction of our largest revenue, and we are not left with adequate funding to be able to provide the exact same service levels for public safety, infrastructure, parks, and those that support those entities. Coral Springs must maintain our infrastructure, respond to emergencies, and support residents and deliver the services that contribute to the overall safety and quality of life. The question becomes how these services are funded and at what level to the residents do they expect moving forward. So at the workshop, staff will illustrate several options. We'll start with the definition of premier, a word that our city has used as a goal and as inspiration for fiscal responsibility, for innovation, for how we are wanting everyone to be a part of the process, which sometimes can slow it down, but we want to listen and we want to be transparent in that process. So we will be able to look at what our potential impacts are, and we'll have a conversation about that, and we will continue to put this information out to our public. So our conversation will start at the workshop next week, because I want to make sure that we are all speaking the same language and we're on basically the same team. Staff is working on this. I know that you all want to hear about it. And there will absolutely, I would recommend, Mayor, yes, to have future meetings with the community about taxes, about people, about services, and what the future of our community can and will be. So for our residents and businesses, we have created a webpage to help in transparency, to keep everyone informed that wants to be about our future town halls, roundtable discussions, potential impacts. That web page is coralsprings.gov/tax reform. And that being said, tonight I still like, as I do every meeting, just about to highlight several agenda items that continue to demonstrate our commitment to leveraging grants, alternative revenue sources for greater fiscal responsibility. And you can look at past commission meetings for the past year and a half and identify that almost every commission meeting we talk about it. Let's start with the community development block grant action plan that you all spoke about. The fact that we are trying to be able to utilize some of those dollars, grant dollars, in Mullins, so that funding directly benefits the city of Coral Springs residents through senior programming and park improvements. More than $77,000 will support recreation, wellness, and therapeutic programs for seniors at the Sartori Senior Center, helping residents maintain active and healthy lifestyles. Approximately $420,000 of that funding will be invested in fencing and lighting improvements at Mullins Park. These improvements will increase safety, improve usability, and allow for expanded recreational opportunities for residents. Also on tonight's agenda are the State Housing Initiative Partnership, the SHIP funds, and local housing assistance plans, the LHAP, which provide important resources to support housing repair programs and home ownership opportunities for residents. The proposed art exhibit and the right to purchase agreement for the city's 250th anniversary art project is funded entirely through public art. This is not through the general fund. We talk about this a lot. I understand how people can see public art and think that that's a part of tax dollars. It isn't. And we continue to have a lease agreement with Broward Health for the installation and maintenance of their decorative signposts that will be in our city, but that is something that they are contributing. For a financial stewardship perspective, the proposed special obligation refunding bond series from 2026, Kim, thank you very much, refinancing existing debt so that we can save nearly $1.2 million through 2034. Thank you. And finally, to the chief, our JIC, our Joint Information Center truck, is funded entirely through UASI funding. This equipment will strengthen the city's emergency management and public information capabilities in the event of an emergency, and clearly, if it's on our grounds, that we will be able to utilize it first if we ever so need it. In closing, I'd like to thank our veterans who joined us this evening as the wife and daughter-in-law of a military veteran. It truly means a lot the way that we honor our veterans and those that serve. I saved the best for last because it's Father's Day coming up, and I do thank all of the fathers here on the dais. You all are very good inspirations, and I know you love your kiddos so much, and it's very beautiful to see. To my daddy, I love you, and he is my greatest hero, someone who has taught me how to be bold and to do the best at anything I put myself into that situation. So I don't stop, and I do have a thirst for knowledge because of him. I love you, Daddy. And to my husband, father of our incredibly determined, smart, funny, I love my son. He's got it. He can do all things. To my husband, you're a wonderful father to him. So looking forward to our Father's Day weekend together. Thank you very much.
Sounds great. And I, too, ditto the thoughts on the veterans. Yeah, very special. JJ.
One item, Mayor. The city attorney's office is very lucky to have two incredible summer associate interns. They've helped us tremendously already the last couple of weeks. I did give them a warning about tonight's meeting, but they still insisted on coming. So Juliana Jonas and Felipe Laurent, if you guys would just stand up briefly.
All right.
They're doing an excellent job for us. Thank you. You guys, they've really done a great job for us. And they've been working together and with us, and they have been both very talented. Felipe is actually from Quinnipiac Law School, which Mike Levinson was, as many of us remember Mike. So, yeah, the Battle of the Poles with Marist. And Juliana has great talents and speaks several languages. So we're very lucky to have them, and I will not delay them anymore, and that's all I have to report.
All right, very good. We are adjourned. Our next regular meeting is Wednesday, August 5th at 9 a.m. Have a great evening, everyone.